You haven't seen a coin toss?
No, there was a toss, boys. Yeah, the Wangaratta boys won it, and they're kicking to the Mount Buffalo end.
The Mount Buffalo ends, and we'll get a tip from you today, Monty.
Yeah, I reckon Wang. I think they'll be able to play these conditions quite well. And obviously with Newts coming out just a little bit smaller and a bit quicker around that forward line, so I reckon they'll be able to hit the scoreboard enough.
Dan Vaccaro on the Water stat sheet, a tip from you today?
I think this will make it an even playing field, but Wang for me still, boys.
The Big Mac, Robbie McKinlay on O&M Live.
Yeah, mate, Wang somewhere between 6 and 13 points, something like that.
For the old,
pretty tight, precise.
The old town and country. Umpire holds the footy in the centre of the ground for A-grade oars and batteries, Australian made. They're about A-grade know-how, A-grade service, and you can find them at Thomas Mitchell Drive in Wodonga. The umpire holds the Sharon aloft live from the McNamara Reserve. It's O&M Live with Robbie McKinlay.
And it is Crisp who got the first tap. Kick off the ground, falls the way of Del Bosco, who went in down hard and low, so did Joey Richards. Kick inside forward 50 now by Sharrock was good. Finds, anchors, he gets through the slush, gets around on the left foot, kicks it long. Reed takes up front positioning, and the boundary line is close, Gussie, and it is going to be a boundary throw-in. So good early start. That long kick in early, Gussie, makes all the difference.
So boundary throw-in will come back into play about 25 metres out from the Magpies goal. And it's a nice boundary throwing back into play. Chris got pushed out of the action as Kelly gets his hands on the Sharon. Saunders, left foot kick to the top of the goal square, is going to trickle out of bounds. And only just go out of bounds. As it
I don't know if that went out of bounds, Gus.
That's that puddle that the reserves hit earlier and just stopped.
It did.
Well, isn't that a sign of what's to come?
Reedy might just check his judgment next time. So it flicks back in. Chris takes up front position, secures the ball, and he in fact gets the kick, gets the clearance, kicks it towards half-back. Overrunning it there was Van Berlo. Melville was a chance. He might have got one high. He did, and it'll be a free kick will go the way of Brad Melville. So at the moment, we can identify the players. I'm not sure how long that's going to last. Melville's kick's quite a good one. Looks for Reed. Used his shoulder and hip very nicely. Ball comes to ground. There he is, the clearance king. Mitch Del Bosco kicks it towards wing and half forward, Gus.
Knowles gets his hands on the Sharon, but the umpire's found a free kick. It's going to go the way of the Alpine Saints, and that's in the hands of Sharp. Across the right half-back flank for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, and he uses a right foot kick dangerously, and the Magpies have numbers. Melville with a good spoil, gets a soccer up on the ground. Coming inboard is Van Berlo. It's a nice kick. And McVeigh marks at true centre half-back for the Wangaratta Magpies. Mark Anderson's on the overlap, and he wants to use him. He waits the kick nicely. And Mark's on the edge of the centre square for Wangaratta. Comes across the field, links up nicely with Clark. And looks like Wangaratta want to play methodically here as Clark kicks down the line. It's a nice-looking kick, and it's well marked by McVeigh. And here come the Pies.
A good grab. Quick handball to Dane Porter. Gets it inside forward 50. Reed slipped over. Reed kept the footy in front of him, though. Del Bosco was there to gather. Handball was kicked off the ground in the end by Reed. Joe Richards got a handball back nicely to Clark. Clark, the ball through to Anchors. Abraham Anchors will stroll in and kick the first goal of the game. But it was just good, clever work. Give that one down to Reedy there. Monty down on the boundary for Albury Wodonga MG. Just clever, wet weather footy.
Yeah, really good, isn't it? You've got to keep the ball in front of you at all times, and he was able to control it, and then first to there, Abe Anchor's great finish. But you can see, boys, early, whoever wins the territory battle is going to win today, because for that whole first 2.5 minutes, everyone was inside the Wangaratta half until the ball turned over, and that's when they really tried to stream forward Myrtleford. But on a day like today, it's just going to be a lot harder to try and break them open on the transition.
3 inside 50s already for Wang. So, yeah, as Monty said, territory battle has been won on the Water stat sheet.
3 minutes gone in the first quarter thanks to A-grade oars and batteries, and the Wangaratta Magpies draw first blood. They lead 1 straight 6 of the Alpine Saints yet to score. Del Bosco gets a clearing kick, but it's only as far as Paddy Warner, the boy from Benalla, as he finds his right boot. Curtis trying to get amongst the action and sock it forward nicely for the Alpine Saints. Anderson's got a bit of work to do and getting his hands on the footy nicely. There was Maraka, who kicks long down the line. Kelly's in the hole. Coming through was Van Berlo. Saunders mops up. The bald-headed warrior just got poleaxed off the footy as Declan Bren gets amongst the action. Myrtleford on the boot, inside forward, 50 they go. Having front spot there was Hayden. Gets a little grubber kick up the line. Del Bosco finds the right boot and kicks a high up and under. Brad Melville sits in the hole nicely and chops out for the Wangaratta Magpies, 35 metres out from the Alpine Saints goal.
Yeah, Mont down boundary side for Albury Wodonga MG. I just think they needed to get a kick in there, didn't they, Mert?
Yeah.
Not that extra handball.
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as they broke away from the defenders, they really need to get inside 50 as deep as they could and try and keep it down there.
Curtis with a long penetrating kick to half forward, and Jamie Anderson runs it out over the boundary line. So, gee whiz, that early goal to Wangaratta, you can almost call that, it's almost worth 3 at the moment. But the Saints, they've gone into attack, and the ball sits 45 around from their goal. In it comes Knowles and Cal Crisp. Cal Crisp, I'll give him the tap there, but Matty Dussin wraps up his opponent, Matty Kelly. We'll
Just
see those two on the ground a fair bit, I would say, today.
Just on the 40 wing stat sheet too, quickly, boys. Mitch Del Bosco's at the 5 touches already, so
Jeez.
relish in the wet conditions.
Well, here comes Sammy Martin. Ball slipped out of his hand. Riccardi couldn't gather it. Now here's a go. Dane Porter got a handball out the back. It was okay to Knowles. Knowles kicked it to centre wing. A real contest here. Midfield. Richards did well. Off the left foot. Kicks it to half forward. Reed takes the mark. Gus, and he's too far out to score, I think, mate. But he'll go long from here.
And the umpire calls him to play on. I don't know what for as it comes inboard. Martin's got his head over the footy. Players merge around the contest. Richard gets amongst the action, and so does Anchors. McVeigh's kick was smothered off the boot. Curtis got taken high, and McVeigh gets amongst the action once again. It's wet weather footy at its absolute best at the McNamara Reserve. Diving on top of the football was Dane Porter trying to get it out. Wrapped up in a big tackle is Elijah Wales. We should ball the footy up, and that we do about 45 metres out from the Magpies' goal.
Yeah, good umpiring there by Buckets and co. Jason Rain. We've got Warwick Henderson as well. Just got to let it go there. Reed, that's a clever tap. Out the back, Simon Curtis read it well, and he knew he had time. He held his ground, kicked it long to centre wing. Kick off the ground there by Murray Waite, pursued by Boarding-On. Boarding-On did well, got the footy out the back. They might work its way out of Knowles. Knowles has it centre wing. Play on to call. Ball got knocked out. Murray kick was smothered. Good work there by the Saints. Warnock, no one over the back. Kick goes long. It comes to ground now. Who's at the base there for the Saints? Good work there. Maraca. Shot on goal. It's rolling, it's rolling, it's rolling. And it's gone through for a minor score. The Saints are on the board. 6 minutes gone. We're doing this one for A-grade batteries and oils on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard, Gus. It is 1 point to Myrtleford, 1 straight 6 to Wangaratta.
Just a quick netball update, boys, for the Yarrawonga News and Gifts. Myrtleford 14 plays Wangaratta Magpies 25 and Rovers 3.
And it's hard to think this bloke was running around in the Magoos last year as he kicks towards true centre wing. Getting amongst the action is Richards. Toe poked into a bit of space and getting a clearing young kick down the line was Doling in his debut game for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. It trickles out of bounds in front of the netball courts. At the 7-minute mark, the Wangaratta Magpies lead 1 straight. The Alpine Saints just 1 behind as we go boundary side. Scott Montgomery, Albury-Wodonga MG.
Yeah, boys, as we can see earlier, it's just a lot of scrappy kicks, just trying to get on the boot. And as we'll probably say it all day, the territory battle is what's going to win this. So just get on the boot, try and defend the ball as much as you can once you get inside your half.
Sammy Martin, his little knockout was intercepted. Clark kicked it into the centre of the ground. Big pack of players. Oh, swing and a miss there from Hurrigan. Lucky he did miss. He missed a lot. Now they'll come forward. Melville, quick kick, inside forward 50. Reed, great use of the body. Had a chance to handball it off. He decided he'd kick it to the goal square. It's going to stop. It's going to stop. And running in and kicking the easiest. Well, he got his second goal for the game. Abe Ankers just came in and just said, yep, just stay there. Don't move. I'm going to kick you off the ground. And away he went for a goal.
The ball literally stopped on the paint in the puddle. Scott Montgomery.
Reedy deserves that for not giving the handball to him in the first place, I reckon. He should have given it to Abe as he ran past. But, yeah, we're going to see that a bit of that end all day, I reckon, because that's where the water seems to be sitting. But it was great use. They just one-on-one. Ben Reed's probably the one that's trying to keep his distance, keep his space as a full forward and try and keep his depth. So they got someone to kick it to once they do win it. So that was the difference right there.
4 inside 50s now on the Water stat sheet too, boys. So the territory battle clearly being won by the Magpies.
The Magpies lead 2 straight, Big Mac to 1 behind the Alpine Saints.
He left 30 degrees in Alice Springs yesterday, Abe Ankers. He deserves a bit of luck, I reckon.
Well, he's kicked 2, and the Magpies get their hands on the footy once again. Here's Gotchling, finds the left boot and kicks inside forward 50. It's a nice looking kick, and the mark's been taken by the man who's hot. Anchors sells some candy and darts a ball in the Reed direction. Moore wants to get the crumbs. He's got some Bit of trouble coming as Dustin comes through. His kick was smothered off the boot, and it's going to land in a dangerous area. They could raffle this one, the Wangaratta Magpies. In towards a bit of space. It went nicely from Ellis. And in the end, it trickles across the face for a minor score. The Magpies lead 2-1-13 to the Alpine Saints, just the one behind. It's on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard.
Curtis played on quickly. Gee, it's a good kick too. He might get Riccardi. Oh, Jackson Clark did well. He's got Gotchling to assist him. Working hard in there was young Levi Young. Well done to Sammy Martin. Couldn't control the footy though. Now the ball does come out and then it gets knocked back in. But Riccardi Gavitt punted it long to a drier part of the ground. Half forward flank, clubroom side of the ground. Warnock couldn't trap it. Well done, Matt Hayden. He runs it out over the boundary line. We have gone a 9.5 minutes for the A-grade batteries and alls. Dan Vaccaro, a quick stat from you.
Simon Curtis up to the 4 touches on the Waters stat sheet, boys, but more importantly, Mitch Del Bosco carrying the Saints at the moment with 6 touches.
And boys, just a quick one. Fraser Ellis got a bit of mud in his eyes then and went to wipe it out with his muddy hands, so he's struggling a bit to see what's going on.
The blind letting the blind. The umpire will bring this one. He'll come an extra 10 metres in. He doesn't quite have the legs. So he's going to bring this one back into play with a second attempt. That's a much better looking throw back into play. Good work from Crisp in the ruck for the Alpine Saints. Gained some valuable yardage. Umpires found a free kick and a whistle here.
Yeah, just
for a push in the back, I think, Robbie.
Yeah, against Geordie Eaton. They're the ones we're talking about in the pre-match. Gus, you just don't have to give those ones away. They let them sweat over the footy.
Kelly's kick put Richards under the pump. And Richards got to do a fair bit of work to get amongst it once again. Free kick holding the footy here. It's going to go the way of the Alpine Saints. Can't quite pick who it's against.
The hooligan.
Well, it's Hourigan who's going to get the hands on the Sharon.
Against Clark, boys.
Right foot kick, inside forward, 50. Sharps the target, met at the highest point, but then got some defensive pressure. Coming through now, looking around the back of the pack is Aylett.
Advantage
umpire
here.
calls advantage, and Aylett runs into the open goal. And he made the goal umpire work for it, but the Saints have got there first on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard, and it's back to a 5-point margin here at the McNamara Reserve as we go boundary side. Scott Montgomery for Albury Wodonga MG. It sort of played out with a little bit of chaos there.
Yeah, and as soon as they won that free kick, they just got it in nice and deep and just put the Wangaratta defenders under pressure. You don't want to really sit back and let them get a lot of numbers behind the footy, so really smart to get it in as quick as they can on a day like today.
Yeah, and that's the one we're talking about. On the mind, sometimes you got to forget about that handball. And that's what Reedy did earlier on. Reedy knew that he'd just kick it at the goals. Yeah, he could have, on a dry day, get handball to anchors, but in that situation,
Robbie, Reedy was just having a shot and being hungry, let's be honest.
Well, I'm looking after Reedy.
You're trying to look after him, Big Mac.
Yeah, and he does listen to this, guys, so just remember the nice guys in the commentary team, Reedy. Kick off the ground by Del Bosco. Give him a stat for that because it went straight to Aylett, who kicked the last goal. Plays on. Gets a 45-metre kick into half forward. Gee, that's a good grab.
Is it Warnock?
A wonderful grab by Nick Warnock. Goodness me, but it was a quick clearance, good depth. And I tell you what, Mont, for the conditions we've got, this has been a very good game of football so far.
It has. The skill level through the middle of the ground's been really good. It's more when it gets out to the wings where it seems to be a bit heavier that they're sort of struggling to control what they're doing with it.
Good luck trying to see his number for the rest of the game, Big Mac. It's an all-black jersey now.
No easy shot on goal today in these conditions because it all depends on the footing that you're running through the ground at the moment. Warnock comes in. It looks okay with the booty. He's got it fruity straight. He's kicked a goal. That is a beauty. A steel line goal today from Nick Warnock. And all of a sudden here at the McNamara Reserve, after about 13 minutes, scores are level on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, just on the Water stat sheet too, boys. Myrtleford have actually been really good. Super potent going forward. They've been forward 3 times this quarter, and they've kicked 2 goals, Robbie. And it's led by Mitch Del Bosco. He's up to the 7 touches in their midfield. Simon Curtis off the half-back flanks, rebounding it well with 4 touches. Myrtleford looking good, and it looks like they're up for the scrap.
2-1 apiece here at the McNamara Reserve on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard as the clock just ticks over the 13-minute mark thanks to Maccas. Umpire throws the footy back aloft and Wangaratta gains some valuable yardage as they get the football off the edge of the centre square. It's Forrest who tries to gain some yardage. He kicks it on a right angle and it trickles out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Appeals from the Magpies for deliberate, but I don't reckon you'll get too many deliberate in these conditions.
There'll be a few of them today.
The umpire will bring the football back into play 65 metres out from the Maggies' goal.
He's a good lump of it. Lad, isn't he, young Riley Forrest? Only 19.
Big unit.
Yeah, he is. They've got a lot of those at an age group between sort of 18, 19 through to 21. The Saints' future's good.
Thirds
Dustin,
premiers, 29.
Yeah, that's the point, Gussie, to a lot of those boys into the scene now. Richards dropped the chest mark. Aylett applied a good tackle. And the ball, well, I'm trying to identify if that has gone inside forward 50. I think it's just outside at the moment, Dan Vaccaro. So just hold your stats there for Waters for 1 little minute. Now it's cleared. Oh, that man, the clearance king, Mitch Del Bosco, pumps at the sword, centre wing. Kick off the ground was clever. They're making a bit of room here. Anderson stood his ground, got knocked over in a very fair tackle. Quick kick by Sharp towards the top of the goal square. They got some numbers here, Mert. Oh, good tackle. Ball spills free, and Bucket says, I've got ya.
That's the decision. Good decision there. He just dropped the ball straight on the ground when he got tackled, so probably the right decision.
All 50, and we don't need to give those away today, Gussie, because 50 metres on a day like today, it's like buying real estate in East Albury.
Well, it's pretty bloody
expensive.
dear. I just did it, Robbie, and I tell you what a regret that is being to the bank account. Imagine what you could sell your place in East Albury for, Robbie.
Imagine what the bank could do with that.
Imagine Wangaratta have the football, and they get the football to about 75 metres out from home, pinballing around as Matt Dussin gets a Waters disposal, and the Alpine Saints trying to gain some valuable yardage. Pumped forward off the boot by Wangaratta, and they go inside forward 50. 55 metres from home, Simon Curtis gets a soccer kick off the ground, trying to find Dussin. Really slow, ugly-looking football this at present. The umpire should ball the football up on the edge of the centre square as we go boundary side. Scott Montgomery for Albury-Wodonga MG.
Yeah, we're seeing now it's just starting to get a little bit scrappy now through the middle of the ground. I think this is the way the game will play for the rest of the day.
Up she goes. Warwick Henderson blows the whistle, and free kick is going to go the way of Matty Dussin. So true centre half back, the fireman. He goes short, and he finds Del Bosco. For what his stats, Dan Vaccaro, that'd be double figures now, wouldn't it?
He's coming up to his 9th now.
Now Elijah Wales marks, and great to see him back in the side. And I think his old man Bimbo's listening in today or watching
Good on you, Bimbo.
At home, yeah, good on you, mate. Keep it going. He gets it back to speaking of Wales. There he goes, Elijah. Gets another kick, pumps it to half forward. Warnock takes another good grab. Oh, geez, 45 metres out, decides to go short. The kick's at beauty, and it might be Joshy Maraka who has marked it, is it?
What has Nick Warnock put on his hands, Robbie? Because whatever he's got on them, they need to start running it around to the rest of the team.
Sticky fingers indeed, and it'll be Josh Maraka a chance to put Myrtleford in front. Any score will put the Alpine Saints in front. He's got to kick it from about 35 metres. It's no given. Not bad off the boot. He's pushed it to the right-hand side, minor score. So the Saints, 2-2-14, lead Wangaratta 2-1-13. And we have gone almost 17 minutes on the Macca's time clock. And we're doing this one for A-grade batteries and oils. Gussie, and I needed a battery during the week, and I went down and saw them because I left the lights on.
Did you? Did you not pay your power bill as well, Robbie? Or was it in the car?
That's Kath's job.
Is it?
No, the battery in the car, the lights.
Oh, okay, yeah. There you go. Well, cross boundary side, Scott Montgomery for Albury-Wodonga MG. Cal Moore been noticeably quiet. Would like to see him get around the football a bit.
Yeah, he's sort of trying to play out the other side of where the ball's going to go, so he's that option if they want to switch it. But probably on a day like today, it's not going to switch too often, let's be honest.
I'd love to see him play as a genuine midfielder today. I reckon he could be a bull in a China store running through the centre of the McNamara Reserve.
We'll wait to the spring, and I reckon you'll see it, Gus.
I reckon you're on the money, Robbie. As the kick goes long down the line for Wangaratta. As Cal Chris gets a valuable fist, we'll bring the football back into play. True centre. Well, the netball court side of the McNamara Reserve. Dan Vaccaro for Waters. I'm just going to run quickly to the Yarrawonga News and Gifts for a netball update, boys. Myrtleford 17-2, Wangaratta Magpies 30, and the other game, Rovers 6 to Wodonga Bulldogs 11, early lead.
Well, the doggies are going to break this drought, I reckon, today. Quick kick into half forward. Sitting over the footy. Joey Richards, I think that is now. Yeah, he's as muddy as you can like. Richards, his anchors. He seems to be one of the few players finding space out there today. But even on that occasion, he couldn't haul it in before it went out of bounds. 35 metres around from the Wangaratta goal. Myrtleford lead 14-13. Gussie, we've gone 18 minutes. And we'll get around the ground for those other scores in the SSNA Ovens and Murray Football League shortly. But here's Gus McLeod. Thanks, Robbie. Thanks to our good friends at Yarrawonga News and Gifts. The football comes back into play, and it's a dangerous-looking kick for Wangaratta trying to find Squid Melville. Picks up nicely, shows his polishing class, finds a right boot, trying to kick in towards space, and it just has the legs to trickle through the mud and out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Around the grounds, thanks to our good friends at the Plough in Tarrawingi. The Rovers, they trail 7-5 against the Wodonga Bulldogs. And the Lavington Panthers, they hold a one-goal straight lead over the Hoppers. There you go. So it's early doors around the grounds. Moore in ruck with Chris. Moore won it. Handball out the back to Kelly off the left foot. He's a chance from here. 2-on-1. Oh, Reed! Couldn't get it on the third juggle. Joe Richards went in nicely. Their kick now, I reckon that's slewed off the side of the boot, and they're going to call that. That's not deliberate. I don't mind that, Mont.
Nah, it's the right call, isn't it? He tried to kick it as far as he could and just come off in step of the boot. So, good decision by Jason Rain.
Yeah, give him a little bit of grace on this occasion. So, just over 19 minutes have gone here at the McNamara Reserve. Myrtleford 14, lead Wangaratta 13. We're doing it for A-grade oils and batteries. And it's a good throw in too. Cal Moore, tap over the back. Del Bosco was there. Couldn't get. Here's Anchors. He's kicked two already. Anchors handball to Reed. Reed snaps. Good pressure and mopped up nicely there by Ryan Crisp. And the Saints get out of trouble momentarily, Gus McLeod, but here's Melville.
And he picks the footy up like he's been playing this game all year. Wouldn't know it's his third game back from an ACL injury. The Magpies get the ball inside forward 50 and they try and pump it into a dangerous position. Richards dispossessed of the football as Curtis gets amongst the action and Dane Porter applies a brilliant tackle and will ball the footy up.
He had a game for Richmond last week too. Picked up about a dozen possessions, so he's just working into it nicely. He's going to be a big player for him come finals, Gus.
Good luck catching him at the Lavington Sports Ground if they get amongst the action. As Del Bosco gets another Waters stats, his numbers, Dan Vaccaro.
10 touches, Gus.
As Knowles intercepts nicely here for the Wangaratta Magpies. Plays on, right foot kick. It's a nice looking kick and the mark has been taken. Dane Porter, who will relish these conditions, switches the football dangerously. Warnock with courage. A Mawson's concrete play of the day as they get it on inside 450 via Hayden. Reed, too strong for Crisp. Pushed him out of the way and took the ball on his chest.
Yeah, I'd Mont for Albury MG. There was a hint of a push. I'm not sure how severe it was.
Nah, I think that one was pretty fair. Good call by the umpire. Again, I think they've been pretty good so far. But what about the contest from Liam McVeigh just to make it a 2-on-1? Brought the ball to ground and gets them the inside 50 for Reed to have a shot on goal.
35 metres out, Ben Reed kicks low and he hits the stick to the near side. So scores a level at the McNamara Reserve between the Magpies and the Saints. 2-14 apiece on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. We've just ticked over 21 minutes on the Macca's time clock.
And it'll be Lockie Hourigan who's told to play on. He'll bring the ball back in. Good kick. Gets it towards centre half back. Warnock from behind created the spoil. Dane Porter stayed over the footy. Well read by Maraca though. Gathered the footy. Kicked it low towards Sharp and Jamie Anderson. Nice work by Cal Crisp. Handball to the glue pot. Great pick up Elijah Wales. Inside handball to Cal Crisp was outstanding. Ball deep, 20 out from goal. Comes to ground now. Boarding on was good. Knocked his opponent off the ground. Murray White, snap on goal, misses to the right-hand side. Gee, they got the ball up there in a hurry. Good footy here at the McNamara Reserve. The Saints 2-3-15. They lead Wangaratta 2-2-14. 22 minutes gone.
And Mont, it seems like Myrtleford are opting to get the football in towards space. Bit of a Pagans paddock style setup.
Yeah, absolutely. They're pushing right up to try and defend in numbers, and then once they get it, try and beat them with some weak pace going back towards goal.
Well, it looks like Wangaratta are going to try and beat them at their own game here. Backing back in the contest was Paddy Warner. Kicks up the ground and kicks nicely.
Reedy.
Clark, one-on-one to Ben Reed. Ben Reed, too strong. Brings it to ground and toe pokes it through. Coast to coast footy from the Wangaratta Magpies. And they hit the lead once again. Ben Reed's got his first. The Magpies have 3. And that's how they can tear a team apart, Scotty Montgomery.
Yeah, they look dangerous, don't they? If Reedy's been that one out, they might have to drop someone in front of him, even though it's not the conditions for it being that quick. But when they have got it to him one-on-one, he hasn't lost too many so far today.
The concern for Myrtleford, boys, is the fact that they've only gone forward 5 times inside their forward 50 on the Waters stat sheet. Wangaratta have had 10 inside 50, so they've got to somehow make that. They've got to have that switch of momentum there.
Gee, good game of footy. For these conditions, to see the ball in the last minute of play there, live play, we had a point scored. Myrtleford took it all the way down there. Just missed a shot by Murray Wade, I think, and then they bring the ball back down Wangaratta full length of the ground.
All in a space of 30 seconds.
Absolutely, Gussie. It's good footy. That's why, we're seeing that both these two teams can really impact come finals. We know Wang will, but, geez, don't write Myrtleford off yet. Cal Crisp flew high. Knowles cleverly stayed on the ground and he kicked it off the ground to half forward. Shoveled a handball to Dane Porter. Inside forward 50. Reed there again. Reed kick off the ground. It won't go. It pulls up in the mud. Here's Anchors. Oh, he's put it through. John Aloisi sort of stuff from Abe Anchors. He's got 3 goals in the first quarter. That was absolutely outstanding from Abraham Anchors. 3 1/4 in these conditions, like kicking 6 1/4, Gus.
Absolutely. Monty boundary side for Albury MG. I would have just loved to have seen Simon Curtis turned into a goalkeeper and just hit the deck there because we all knew what was going to happen. It was going to dribble along the ground.
Yeah, all the time. He probably should have made a bit of an effort there, Simon. But again, it was that one-on-one contest with Ben Reid, brought it to ground, and Abe Ankers was quick enough to get there first. And good finish off the ground. We're going to see that a lot today, I reckon.
Around the grounds to the ploughing Tarawingi. Lavington, 19 to the Hoppers, yet to score. Back at the McNamara Reserve, the Saints go inside forward 50. Warnock was held. Umpire said nothing in it. Kick from Geordie Eaton to the top of the goal square. Doesn't matter because it's top. Oh, you are kidding me. Baraka. The ball stopped in the puddle on the line, Big Mac. You cannot make this stuff up. There's a puddle that's about...
He kicked that from 1.5 metres out, boys.
3 metres long across the goal face. The kick from Baraka was from 1.5 metres out. And
I think it was Geordie Eaton,
distance.
wasn't it? I think it was Geordie Eaton that kicked it off the ground. And he was ready to celebrate. He thought, I have to toe poke this, and it got stuck.
The kick went a metre.
Anyway,
wow.
Interesting stuff, enthralling stuff. Gee, it's a good game of footy. Knowles went high. The ball won't quite go out. It'll have to stay in. In the end, Brady Sharp took it over. And anyway, was it Matt Hayden there or Dan Sharrock? Dan Sharrock just gave him a little bit. I think they're pretty good mates, those two. And I don't think we're going to see World War III break out there. And a bit of a laugh.
Not, Robbie.
No, not the great job. Although that dickhead from Russian's doing his best, isn't he? Anyway, Del Bosco got it out to Dustin. Kick was smothered by Joe Richards. Then he went back and got the kick. Got it on the Moore. Moore got it on to Sharrock. Wicks is going to chase after it. Ankers has got 3 already. Ankers is hovering. Kick off the ground by Richards. Here comes Abraham. He gathered the footy. Punched a handball to Dane Porter. Clever under kick somehow to Joey Richards. You're caught with the footy, Joey. Gee, that was a good tackle from Austin Powers, or Wicks as they call him up here locally. And it's a 50-metre penalty because someone said buckets. I don't agree with you.
I think it's his birth certificate and driver's licence that call him Wixie as well.
Here's another
50.
Here's another 50. So Joey Richards has...
They're all going to him too,
They're
boys.
all getting into him here. Now, this is a massive penalty. The ball's gone from half back, about 35 metres out from the Myrtleford goal. And I'll tell you what, Buckets is still stepping this one
This
out.
is a fair 100 too, boys. That's a long 100.
That's a 100.
That is a long 100,
I
Monty.
don't think you'd run that far on the gift. Here we go. Wicks has a shot on goal. Ball comes to ground. Here's a go for Maraka. He can't break free, and it's going to be a ball up. So it's all happening here. Score check. Wangaratta 26, Myrtleford 16. 26 and a half minutes gone, Gus.
A goal here would make things real interesting to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints as the Magpies clear defensive lines, but it falls into the lap of the 3-time best and fairest winner, Matty Dussin. He comes inboard to Del Bosco. Here's what his stats.
He's coming up for his 12th now, boys.
He'll have 40 on today.
In the mud, Del Bosco. He starts his approach on the edge of the centre square, arcs around and pumps it to the top of the goal square. Sharps the target. Wangaratta have numbers front and centre. Getting amongst the action is Saunders. The umpire says we'll bring this one back into play. Taken across the boundary line by Sharp. 25 metres out from the Alpine Saints goal. They're kicking to the town end. And if you just joined the broadcast, 26 plays 16 favouring the Magpies in nothing short of muddy conditions at the McNamara Reserve.
It's heavy, Gus. It's heavy.
It's a heavy 10.
No worries, but hey, the footy's been good. 6 goals kicked so far. 6-6 for the game so far. Now the ball comes in. Can the Saints get a late one? A swing and a miss there from Sharp. Riley, and he's locked down by the very tenacious Wangaratta defence there. And umpire Warwick Henderson, I reckon he's up here doing some fishing and camping at the moment. Tosses the ball back in the air. Kick off the ground again by Sam Martin. Knowles was okay as a whistle.
It's a throw, Robbie.
It's a throw. A free kick's going to go the way of, is it Maraka?
It's Myrtleford.
It's a Myrtleford free kick. No, it's Sammy Martin. So the boy from Benalla, and it's a shame it's Marty because he's had that tan from that European vacation.
Well, now it's just null and void, that tan, Robbie. He's not a lock to make the distance from here, Robbie. That footy would be getting very heavy.
Yeah, it's a heavy going. You've got to run through Gus on the way there. But he'll get the journey, Gussie, and he might even ram it straight through the guts, and he does just that. Sam Martin, a good finish. The game's alive. Myrtleford 3-4. Trail Wangaratta 4 goals 2, and we've gone about 27 and a half minutes in the first quarter for A-grade batteries and oils.
Monty, this is what the Alpine Saints can do in the mud.
Absolutely, and we spoke about it in pre-game, boys. This is what they live for. Their pressure around the footy's been fantastic so far. Mitchy Del Bosco's really leading the way with the early touches, but he's doing the hard stuff as well at the stoppages. He's making sure he's getting the body in the way if his teammate has the ball.
Calmore has gone into the middle. I like this move. Get the big bull amongst the action and get on his booming boot inside forward 50. Crisp goes up against Knowles. Knowles brought it down to the bald-headed warrior, Matty Kelly, and he's wrapped up in the umpire. Jason Rain says, give it here. I'll throw this one back up in the glue pot, as the Big Mac described it. Umpire throws it back aloft and it goes towards the edge of the centre square. Maraka gets amongst the action and coming through nicely. And he was wrapped up in a big tackle, was Mark Anderson. The umpire said nothing in this one. We'll ball it up once again, right on the edge of the cricket wicket, heading towards the city end of the McNamara Reserve.
You wouldn't want to be batting on that tomorrow, Gussie, would you? Kelly.
I'd still bowl a no ball on that, Robbie.
Kicks it to Moore. Moore couldn't mark it. Kick off the ground by Curtis was okay. Dane Porter gathered, got it to Melville. Got a handball back to Matt Kelly. Pumped it to half forward. The Saints should relieve. That's a good grab too. Taken there by Brady Sharp at half back. 20, almost 30 minutes gone. A long quarter for the conditions. Had 7 goals though. Over the back, Jamie Anderson was there. Mark Anderson mopped up. Handball to Melville. Melville with a left foot torpedo pass. Half volley taken by Dane Porter. Knocked off the ground. Cal Crisp was good. Del Bosco's in there. Didn't get a kick on this occasion. Play on. Melville hunted it down, and Melville's tackle will be a ball up, slightly into attack for Wangaratta. They lead 26-22. 30 minutes gone. Gus, first quarter action. A-grade batteries and oils.
Can't be long to go in this first quarter. We've had 7 goals. Knowles brings it down and toe pokes it forward for the Magpies. Aylett wrapped up in a big tackle. Umpire will ball this one up. Dan Vaccaro on the Waters stat sheet. The clearances.
The clearance count, boys, out of the centre is 4-2 in favour of Myrtleford this quarter.
So relatively even as the siren sounds for quarter time at the McNamara Reserve, and the visitors, they hold a lead. 4-2-26 to the Alpine Saints, 3-4-22 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. We'll take a break, and don't you go anywhere. There's a big 3 quarters to go, live from the McNamara Reserve. It's O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
TAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
inspiring,
hands-on,
flexible, fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a seafood basket, served with chips, salad and tartare sauce from just $18. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onwards, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Watching the game at home is good, but watching the game on the big screen with all your mates, all the atmosphere and the great food and beer is pretty hard to beat. And it's all here at the locker room at the SSNA.
Go to create your future. Go for free support services. Go to get in-demand skills. Go and follow your own path. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go where there's free TAFE. Go for it with GoTAFE.
someone say KFC? I don't care.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of news, talk, sport and music.
We're community focused, passionate about our region and what makes it great.
We bring you the very latest news that matters, from breaking stories in your backyard to headlines and hot topics from around the country and around the world.
And on weekends, we live and breathe local sport and bring you exclusive live coverage.
1494 2AY. We're your local.
3NA. Quarter time at the McNamara Reserve, and it's a 4-point ball game. The Magpies lead 4-2-26 to the Alpine Saints 3-4-22 as we cross boundary sides. Scotty Montgomery for Albury-Wodonga MG.
Yeah, boys, just listening to the two huddles, listening to Dawson Simpson was just saying about their shape with their midfielders, obviously getting beaten around the ball a little bit in clearance, and it's just because they won't find enough shape at the contest. While listening to Ben Reid is quite happy, he said they've got to do the basics a bit better down back and just bring the ball to ground a bit more rather than try and take marks like they would on a dry day, and they normally back themselves too. But today, days like today, you've got to go back to basics, so just bring the ball to ground as much as they can.
We've spotted a fan favourite in the crowd, Big Mac.
Yeah, Benny Doofy's down there. He got piggybacked off the ground. Would you believe? I tell you what, since he's given it away in here, he's just softened it up a bit, I reckon, Benny Doofy.
He's still playing a bit of footy down in Melbourne.
Yeah, but it's not as tough up here, though, is it, you know? So I just hope he's okay.
Playing against Dean Hedder
yes.
in the Southern Football League.
Yep.
Umpire holds the footy aloft. Second quarter action on O&M Live thanks to Solar Integrity.
Thank you, Gussie. And it has been a really good start, this first quarter of footy. Fantastic. We had, 4 goals, 2-26 to 3-4-22. Take that any day of the week, my friend. As Del Bosco, handball's intercepted. I wouldn't give him one there, mate. Now it's kicked forward by Daniel Sharrock for Wangaratta. Free kick's going to go the way of Ben Reid, is it? It is too. So the tough one there against Ryan Crisp. Or is it going to go further down? No, it's going to go to Benny.
He just grabbed hold of the arm as he tried to pull away to get to the footy, and the umpire saw it straight away and pinged him.
What Ben Reid does well, Mont, he instigates early contact and then he sort of forces it upon the defender then to take the next step, and he's such a strong bloke. They tend to sort of panic a little bit. Reid comes in, kick on the way, and he's clipped the post again, I think.
Second poster, yep.
So second poster. And Benny Reid's got 2 behinds. First score of the second term. Gus, we're doing this one for Solar Integrity. Wangaratta 4-3-27. Lead Myrtleford 3-4-22.
You just feel like the team that capitalises the most on their opportunities could really gain the upper hand today. As Dustin gets his hands on the Sharon and kicks nicely to Sam Martin. He's got someone all alone inside forward 50. It's Levi Young. The kick took too long to get to him, but Levi doesn't matter because he took the mark out in front.
It's Nick Warnock, boys.
Is it? Oh, I thought it was 57 in Levi Young. My apologies, it is Big Warnock.
He's been fantastic,
He has
boys.
got a good pair
Big
of hands,
Warnock.
this fella.
The number 7 was exposed and it threw me. Nick Warnock, I reckon he's got belt grip on his hands today, Big Mac.
He's a good player, mate. We might see the best of this bloke come September. Who knows?
Tore his pec early in the season. And since he's come back, he's made a big impact. Warnock kicks and he kicks straight. And he's got 2. And that's a hot start for the Alpine Saints. They hit the lead once again. And once again, coast-to-coast footy going to the Mount Buffalo Enmont.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Matty Haddon tried to really push up hard and defend the footy, try and stop it getting out too easily, and just left Nick Warnock all by himself inside 50, which on a day like today, it's quite an easy mark in the end.
Going coast to coast really well, Myrtleford on the Water stat sheet. Their main offenders getting their hands on the footy early. Sammy Martin, Matt Dustin, and Mitch Del Bosco all early on, Robbie.
Yeah, it's been a real feature, and they've been bold enough to do it. So, and the kick by Sam Martin was good. He was smart enough not to play on. He might have got a call, and then he was good enough to get a bit of depth into that kick to give Warnock a bit of a chance. So, anyway, game on. Here's Melville. Gathers the ball, punts the ball to half forward. Reid! Goodness me, that's a good grab. You just cannot take. He had one hand being held, wet conditions. He's taken a one-hander, and that for mine is the Mawson's concrete play of the day. Ben Reid, outstanding. How about that one, Mont? That one wasn't going anywhere.
Again, we're just showing one-on-one here. Ben Reid is unstoppable, especially even on days like today.
Reid comes in. He has two behinds. He's hit the post twice, would you believe? And he's got his third behind for there. So Wangaratta, 4-4-28. Myrtleford, 4-4-28. Here's Gus McLeod.
It's a dangerous kick, but it works out okay for the Alpine Saints. The ball's in the hands of Matt Dussin. Across the left half-back flank, and he kicks a low grubber kick, and it puts his team under a fair bit of pressure as the Magpies get in towards forward 50. Reid marks 45 from home, kicks to the hot spot, but chopping out nicely was that man Riley Forrest, the big burly young lad. Ooh! And it's probably a big burly kick, to be honest. And it trickles out of bounds as he was trying to find Brady Sharp. Will ball the football in across the half-forward flank. Canteen pocket here at the McNamara Reserve. 28 apiece, 4-4.
Gus,
CMV
where
truck
he was
and
kicking
bus.
that from, mate, it was so heavy and wet, slushy in there, mate. You got to cut a lot of slack today to that for young Riley Forrest. Moore and crisp. Here he is, Sam Martin, just tumbles the ball forward. Went over the head of a couple of players. Here's Michael boarding on. Just controlled it nicely. Picked up by Jamie Anderson, and he is tackled straight away. So we are smack bang in the middle of the McNamara Reserve. We are 4 minutes into the second term, and scores are level. 4-4-28 apiece. Real good game of footy. Martin mightn't have had the footy. Play on was a call. Nice work there by Tex McIntosh. Got the handball over now. Now it goes towards centre wing. Melville's got a bit of room here. Gee, that's a good pick-up. One-handed scoop. Piercing kick. Inside forward 50. Reid and Crisp. Reid mightn't have had it. He played for it. He didn't get it. It's gone out of bounds. 35 around from the Wangaratta goal. 28 all here. 4.5 minutes gone. This one's for solar integrity this quarter.
Around the grounds, thanks to the plough in Tarawingi. Lavington lead 20 to North Albury yet to score, and the Rovers hold a 2-point lead over the Wodonga Bulldogs. Meanwhile, here at the McNamara Reserve, it's 4-4 apiece as the boundary umpire brings it back into play. Cal Moore's in the ruck for the Magpies, pinballing around, falls the way of Melville, who gets it on the left boot towards the top of the goal square. Going back courageously was Dan Sharrock, and the football goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in, 15 metres out from the Magpies' goal. The inside 50s this quarter, Dan Vaccaro for Waters.
Yeah, thanks, Gussie. So on the Waters stat sheet, it is 4 inside 50s for Wang, 2-1 in Myrtleford.
And for the plough in around the grounds, AFL, Giants lead Essendon by 2 points, Gus, and the Hawks lead the Suns by 19 points. Boundary throw-in, good opportunity here for the Magpies. It's just locked down. Oh, good spot there, Mont. Mont has spotted the free kick from a long way back. And the free kick has gone the way of the Saints, and it's gone to Kurt Aylett. He kicks it to Sharp. Brady at half-back, and it's a good tumbling kick, and he's found Texie McIntosh.
It's a free kick, Robbie.
Is it down the field? I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's gone back.
No, he's paying it to the Magpies.
Yeah,
He's paying it to Magpies.
just after he kicked it, he got a bit of pressure front on there, and he sort of lifted the arm and got him a bit high, so I think that's what he's paid it for.
Let's go. Paddy Warner plays on. Oh, no, told to come back. So Paddy was, he had plans. He had big plans. So to set the scene, if you're at home, Paddy Warner is shot on goal. It's about 30 metres out, but he's right on the boundary in that forward pocket as you drive into the McNamara Reserve. He runs around now. Paddy Warner kicks 3 against Albury in the last outing. Won't make the journey. Across goal it goes. Boundary line's tight. Head over the footy. There was Richards working hard. Now they come from everywhere, Gus. There's about 8 players over the ball at the moment. In the end, the ball, the player, the lot end up over the boundary line. Now there's a bit of a wrestle going on. She's on here. Have a look at this over the boundary line. But the good news is Buckets is there and he will restore order. And what's he going to do? He's going to pay a free kick.
Free kick and a 50, boys.
To Richards.
And a free kick, Joe Richards. Yeah. He's like the Ginnivan of the O&M. He's getting a fair bit of treatment at the moment.
I don't think it was his kick, actually, boys, but I think he just grabbed it and went with it.
And he's taken it, and Joey Richards pops it through, and there's a big group of players mingling just outside that goal square. They're fairly heated. Peace has been restored, and Joe Richards kicks a goal. Wangaratta 5-4-34, Myrtleford 4-4-28, and you've got to be real careful with discipline on days like today.
Robbie, I think the word mingling was a bit of a soft one to describe it. If that's a mingle, I'd hate to see what a melee looks like. Dan Vaccaro got some netball updates for us.
Yeah, just for the Yarrawonga news and gifts, boys. At McNamara Reserve right here, it's a one-sided affair. Wang Magpies 53 to Myrtleford 29. and at WJ Finlay Oval, 20-22 in favour of the Bulldogs.
There's a free kick in the centre of the ground here. It's going to go the way of the Alpine Saints and Sam Martin. So just behind true centre, Martin. Umpire calls him to play on. He's got a little option, which he ignores, so he kicks long down the line, and it works out okay. Wrapped up in a big tackle there was Wicks. The umpire said you had a prior opportunity. That's a free kick. Holding the footy, but he turns it over just as quickly as they got it back. In the hands of Cal Crisp. Left foot kick down the line's okay. Good defensive work by the Magpies. Elijah Wales doesn't quite have the legs to keep that footy alive. A boundary throw-in. Adjacent with the edge of the centre square here at the McNamara Reserve. The Alpine Saints 4-4-28. The Magpies 5-4-34. It's on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard.
There's a gang of a good crew over in the back of that ute there, aren't they? They've got the tailgate down, Gus, and I'm assuming they got 3&E on. Hope they are. Hope they're having a listen in.
Give us a wave if you are, boys.
Give us a wave if they are. I'll just put their middle finger up. I don't know what that means.
There's a wave. Yeah, listen, boys.
There we go, boys. Good on you, lads. You're having a good one. Don't think you need the esky today, lads.
Tipping they brought one.
No, with the ice, sorry. No ice in the esky. Here's Abraham Anchors. Kicked 3 goals in the first quarter, would you believe? Kicks it to half forward, but the mark is taken there by the Saints. It looks like Simon Curtis. It is Simon Curtis, but for me, a kicking style. Kicks it back from whence it came. Ball on the ground here, Anderson, and he uses the boundary line very nicely. It'll be thrown back in. 9 minutes gone, second term. Wangaratta 34, lead Myrtleford 28. What do you got in the stats sheet there, Dan? Anything that's going to stun me?
Not really, boys. Brad Melville started
much.
really good. He's had the 3 touches. And Sammy Martin has chipped in with 3 this quarter. He's been really good on the water stat sheet. Robbie?
9.5 minutes gone on the Macca's time clock. Second quarter action on O&M Live. Crisp wins the football down in the Martin direction, who overran the action. Pinballing around for the Wangaratta Magpies. Martin could give it away a free kick. The umpire says nothing in it. And we'll bring it back into play as we just tick over 9.5 minutes, big mate.
Mate, we've got 2.5 more quarters to get these jumpers just a little bit more dirty, and this is going to be
fun.
fun.
Well, there is someone who with a fairly white jumper at present.
Get him off.
Get him off or just push him over.
We won't know. There at the moment, and there's about a dozen players around the ball. So where is the footy? The footy's at half forward for Myrtleford at the moment.
Same as the location as the mud, Robbie.
As the mud. The kick off the ground doesn't go. Jackson Clark got a fair heave into it. And again, it's going to be another ball up. So see if you can get a clearance here. Gus Warwick Henderson says, give it to me. Abraham Anchors, who left 30 degrees in Alice Springs yesterday for this, throws the ball back to Hendo.
And he's already kicked 3 goals for the Wangaratta Magpies. Martin, hands and knees, gets on top of the football. 2 Magpies dive on top of him, and he's won himself a free kick. As a result, on the edge of the centre square,
bit clumsy there.
Martin comes inboard, dangerous kick. Boarding-yong, dropped a mark he probably should have taken. However, it is quite wet conditions here at the McNamara Reserve. Ayllett's amongst the action as Porter gets a clearing kick for Wangaratta long down the line. Martin with another Waters disposal as Curtis throws it on the boot with a torpedo punt in the sharp direction. Did well to beat 3 Magpies and make a contest. Hayden in pursuit of the ball towards the boundary line. Appeals for deliberate. And the umpire's paid it.
Buckets. He's got him.
Oh, buckets. Michael Bouquet. He has gone bang. Woo. Deliberate.
He thinks it's dry weather footy, I reckon, buckets. That's a stiff one on a day like today.
Deep in the pocket.
I think it's Nick Warnock, isn't it, lads?
It is.
It is.
He's a bit freakish, this boy. Don't
rule
him
play.
out.
He's going to go the banana. He's 35 metres out umpire. Big Mac.
Robbie's got another one. He's back.
Robbie claims another victim with the commentator's curse.
I said he's freakish, you dickheads. I didn't say he's going to kick it.
Well, that was freakish, but not in the right way. Take it away,
Exactly
Big
right.
Mac.
Thank you very much. Here's Reedy. He does a little up.
He's marked his own ball.
Give him 2 stats. Well done, Ben Reid. Good work by McVeigh. Riccardi was at the footy. Kicked it off the ground. Right in front of central commentary position here. Good work by Daniel Sharrock. Punched the ball hard. Going to pick it up, Fraser Ellis. He did really well. Finds a little bit of dry ground. Ball just keeps running. And it's out for a boundary throw in 60 metres around from the Wangaratta Gold. They lead it 5-4-34 to Myrtleford 4-4-28. And Gus, I tell you what, The next couple of goals are going to be critical here because I don't think we're going to see a lot of heavy scoring in the second half.
I don't think we will around the grounds. The Dogs hold a 13-point lead over the Rovers thanks to the plough in Tarawinji as they try and get a clearing kick down the line, trying to find McIntosh. Aylett wrapped up by the bald-headed Warrior.
Oh, look at
and the umpire
Warrior.
says free kick holding the footy. Matty Kelly winds back the clock in the mud of the McNamara Reserve. Inside forward 50. Crisp went back with the flight. Free kick and a whistle.
Have a look at the Warrior.
He loves it.
The only thing that hasn't got mud on is his head.
Well, I reckon he'll get some of it on there soon. It's a free kick. It's going to go the way of the Saints. Deep in the back pocket. It's against...
Oh, he loves this.
The coach in Ben Reid. Crisp kicks out of fullback. Kicks poorly. And Sharrock marks the Pies.
He does, Gus, and he kicks it straight to Mitch Del Bosco. We'll get a stats check from him right now, Dan Vaccaro.
Mitch Del Bosco's had 13, boys, but that was Elijah Wales. Sorry to correct you, Robbie.
Yeah, and Curtis will get a free kick here, and he's going to play on. Good, smart thinking from one of the smartest, the smoothest operators in the caper. The kick was okay to Sharp. Kick off the ground by Mark Anderson was good. He regathered. Might have got a push. He's been pinged by Buckets for incorrect disposal. Advantage play there. Martin kicks it deep. Warnock knocked an opponent over, and it should be a free kick. Will go the way of, as there's another bit of a blue on here.
Well, I thought someone was a bit clean, Robbie, but the jumper was off him. That's why he looked a bit clean.
Was it McVeigh? Might have got his jumper ripped off. No, it was Mick Boarding on. Anyway, one of the widest men on the ground at the moment with his jumper there. Harry Smart kicked the ball to half back. Gus, and right under the scoreboard, which shows Wangaratta 34, Myrtleford 28. Halfway through the second quarter for solar integrity. Take it away, young man.
I think the umpires will take this one away. Robbie, out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Boundary side, Monty for Albury Wodonga MG. Do you have wet feet yet, mate? Because your feet are in a big puddle.
Yeah, it's a messy puddle. They're definitely muddy. They're not wet yet, but I'll tell you what, it's starting to seep through. But talking about young Smart, I reckon he's just got good control, mate. Just stays on his feet, Robbie. So that's why he's nice and white. It's good on a day like today.
To clarify, the Magpies are wearing white jumpers to clarify that. If you just joined the broadcast, it's great to have your company. The Alpine Saints 4-4-28 to the Magpies 5-4-34.
Hello, blood rule.
How can you spot blood in conditions like this?
Oh, actually,
Separation!
Sammy Martin it is too, coming off the ground.
He's coming off. He's got a nice bit of clarity. You can cover that up with mud.
Yeah, you're really careful on these days like today for infection and stuff like that. So it's I know Michael Rampel won the Talango League Best and Fairest last year, playing out the Brookers this year. He's out this week because of an infection from an ice pack. From an ice pack on a leg injury, got infected. So he's going to be bloody careful. So I hope Sammy Martin...
Darren Bradshaw a few years ago when he was playing for Wodonga got a nick and he got infected because he didn't shower straight after the game, went home and showered and got infected when he played up here. Yeah, it was about 4 weeks.
So the umpire throws it back into the air, 50 metres out from the Saints' goal. It's gridlock once again, so we'll ball it up.
Been good, Sammy Martin too. He's had the 5 touches this quarter on the 40 wings, and he's had 9 for the game.
Good play, mate.
In the ruck is Leach, palms it straight down to his lap. Dane Porter's amongst the action. And it's gridlock once again. We'll ball the footy up. Big Mac, try and win us a clearance.
All right, see what we can do. Umpire Rain throws the ball in the air. And there is a hell of a truckload of players around the ground. A high up and under kick. It's going to go out of bounds on the full. And it means it'll be brought back into play. And I think it's Kurt Aylett. You just cannot identify a jumper on him. You just got to go by their mannerisms. And it looks like Kurt Aylett. It is Kurt Aylett. Kicks the ball to 30 out from goal. Overhead mark missed by McVeigh. Comes out now. Quick kick there by Levi Young, but it's going to be marked in the goal square there. Well read there by Brad Melville. A good kick too, and it's marked safely. Handball over the top there for Wangaratta by Dane Porter. Goes towards a couple of teammates in Fraser Ellison, but the Saints have got numbers over the footy, and it's going to be a lockdown, Gussie.
Great to have your company on 15-663 and and a big good afternoon to the 149 people watching live on Optus O&M TV. It's great to have your company wherever you're tuning in from. Kick goes towards Clark, the vice-captain of the Wangaratta Magpies, who throws it to a one-on-one contest inside forward 50.
Yeah,
Reed
call.
And Crisp.
Yep.
And the Alpine Saints have won a free kick. Simon Curtis, I should say, takes advantage and kicks long down the line. It's a dangerous-looking kick. Trying to get amongst the action is Young. Chasing it to the boundary line is Anderson. Keeps it alive. Tries to palm it into the direction of Sharrock. And it trickles out of bounds. True centre of the netball court side of the McNamara Reserve. It's still a 1-goal lead to the Wangaratta Magpies, and we've played 17 and a half minutes on the Macca's time clock. Second quarter action for Solar Integrity.
It'll be Zachy Leach and Cal Crisp going to go up against each other here in the boundary throw-in. True centre wing. Gus said 6-point lead to Wangaratta. Ball in dispute. Kick off the ground by Richards was clever. He picked up about 25 metres. Gathered beautifully by Anchors. Got it back to Joe Richards. Kicked the half forward. There's Crisp. Did really well. And he's knocked it over the boundary line in front of big Benny Reid there. So it'll be a boundary throw-in. 25 around from the Wangaratta goal.
For the plough-in, Tarawinji, Wodonga lead 24-13, and Lavington 26-6 around the grounds.
There you go. So a couple of interesting, particularly that Wodonga Wangaratta Rovers game. Wodonga to win that and Lavington win. Here's Kelly from the clearance, shot on goal. Matt Kelly. Oh, it's knocked through on the line. It was going to miss anyway. 7-point lead to Wangaratta. 5-5-35. Myrtleford 4-4-28. 18 and a half minutes gone. Dan Vaccaro, have you got anything for me?
So the Waters stat sheet, boys, Simon Curtis has been fantastic this quarter. He's up to the 5 touches.
Give him another one, Dan.
As well as Sammy Martin as well. He's had the 5. Myrtleford looking good.
And speaking of looking good, here's Kurt Aylett prevailing through the centre of the McNamara Reserve. He kicks in the Warnock direction. As soon as he took possession, he was wrapped up in a tackle. And that's what you want from the Alpine Saints. Gain some yardage when you bring the footy in from fullback.
How good was the mark from Dustin, though? Took that good grab. And straight away, Gus, he said, just punted it 40 metres. Bang.
A free kick for a ruck infringement. It's against Leach, it looks like. It is. And it's going to go the way of the Alpine Saints.
Zach looked surprised.
Dustin's in the ruck. Right foot kick inside forward 50. McVeigh been really good for Wangaratta, the man who come from West Preston Lakeside. He's a big burly boy, Robbie, and I wouldn't want to cross him today at the McNamara Reserve.
No, anyone from Preston you keep steer well clear of, mate.
Especially the west side.
Yeah. Oh, is that right? Here's Saunders. Got the Wangaratta. He got a kick from Paddy Warner. Now here was Ellis involved. Got it to Dan Sharrick. Kicks it into half forward. Reid takes a good mark out in front of Curtis and Ryan Crisp. So Crisp heads back. Reid goes long. Goes forward. Cal Moore marks. Moore is marked around about 20-25 metres out, pretty much directly in front.
Really good use of the body against Brady Sharp. He pushed him out of the way, Robbie, fairly and squarely, and just gave him a little 5-metre lead to the footy as it was coming towards him.
Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of the footy today, Cal Moore, but he has done it. He's opened up that forward line really well for Benny Reid. He's played a big part in Ben Reid's dominance today. So Cal Moore, from 25 out, kick on the way. He's pushed it to the right-hand side. Minus score, 5-6-36 Wangaratta. Myrtleford 4-4-28. 20 minutes gone on the McDonald's time clock. And that scoreboard, that 8-point lead, is brought to us by CMV Truck and Bus this quarter, Gus.
It certainly is. So between Reid and Cal Moore, they've combined for 4 minus scores. If you kick 4 straight, I'll tell you what, I reckon she's all over Red Rover today at the McNamara Reserve. But nonetheless, we still hold a 6-point lead, or an 8-point lead, I should say, favouring the Magpies. Coming back into play is the Myrtleford Alpine Saints towards the canteen pocket, and it trickles out of bounds via Joe Richards. Scott Montgomery, boundary side, Albury-Wodonga MG.
Yeah, boys, obviously getting late in the quarter. Both sides are starting to just find a loose in their defensive end. Simon Curtis is doing it at the Myrtleford end, trying to sit in front of Ben Reid and help out Crisp down there. And at this end, one of the Anderson boys is trying to roll off as well.
Moore taps it in towards the Richards direction, who couldn't quite take clean possession. Has another crack at it and gets a little clearing kick towards centre half forward. Warner's got a bit of work to do. Keeping his feet was Dustin. Wrapped up in a tackle. And we'll ball the footy up 45 metres out from the Saints' goal. The umpire might find a free kick here. He says there's nothing in that, boys. Get on with it. 21 and a half minutes gone. Macca's time clock.
Moore taps the ball. Hourigan was there. Couldn't gather it. And now there's a lot of players over the footy. Joey Richards in there working hard. So Hunter Gosling it might be. It is. So it's going to be locked down. That is just a mud heap in there at the moment. So if you've just joined us, Wangaratta 5-6-36 lead. Myrtleford 4-4-28. Rain just starting to drizzle down a little bit now. Moore got another tap. The ball's at half forward for Wangaratta. Gus, what do you got for us around the grounds?
Around the grounds for the plough in Tarawinji. The Rovers 1-7-13 to the Dogs 5-7-37 as the clock hits half-time at the WJ Finlay.
Gee, that's a big lead, Gussie. 24-point lead, close to half-time.
At half-time.
At half-time. High tackle there. Warwick Henderson doesn't miss those, Gus. And the free kick, it's got to come back. It'll go the way of Myrtleford. And it's going to go the way of your boy, mate, the young man, Deegan Dolney.
Big raps from Coach Jake Sharp. He switches the football, and I'm glad I didn't wrap him up because that wasn't his best kick. As Clark intercepts and kicks nicely to the line wire. Abraham Anchors. Are we taking his numbers today, Dan?
Abraham Anchors, we are not, boys, unfortunately. I think one of you boys
Captain
had
Puff pulled the influence, didn't he?
I think someone said don't worry about him today.
I thought he wouldn't be influential. That's why we're taking his goals. He's kicked 3, and the Magpies get it inside forward 50. 25 metres from home. It's an absolute scrum. Looks like something you'd see in 7th grade rugby. Just pinballing around, waiting for someone to tap it in towards space. Anchors and Richards lurk around the outside.
Oh, look at it.
There's 10 blokes around this footy. Just blow the damn whistle, son. And he does.
He's called Warwick Henderson's son, Mont.
I thought that is the whiz. I thought Jason was going to get amongst the action there, Robbie. Take it away.
All right, mate. Well, here we go. That's a good tap. Falls away at Jackson Clark. He controls the footy and he pumps it immediately towards full forward. Ryan Crest couldn't take the mark. Kick off the ground. I think it was Melville. Was smothered. Ball sits 15 metres out from the Wangaratta goal. A lot of players over the ball. Working hard. It's going to be locked down here, surely. It's just like a moving pack. Someone had a snap. I think in the end it might have got rushed through for a minor score. It is. It's a point to Wangaratta. 5-7-37. Myrtleford 4-4-28. 23 and a half minutes gone, Gussie, as Simon Curtis pumps the ball back in.
And it might come back quickly as the Magpies via Melville kick to the top of the goal square. Anchors took a slips catch, dropped it at the crucial moment. Brady Sharp just goes high up and under long click, trying to clear some yardage.
It's a good mark.
And the mark's been taken out in front. It's Brady Sharp, or Riley Sharp, I should say, who's covered in mud, and I cannot see his face. His kick wasn't great as Cal Moore intercepts. The Morris medalist from 2021. Inboard, Porter kicks inside forward 50. Not his best kick. In towards a bit of space. Clark tries to use his body. Gets around one. Handballs to the runner on the outside in Smart. Outside of the boot kick. Out of bounds on the full. Geez, didn't even trouble the scorers there,
It was
Robbie.
worth a crack, though, wasn't it?
I don't mind it.
Reedy thought it might have been worth a centre.
I tend to agree, but
And that
that's
could
all
be
right.
significant when Reedy's the coach, Mont.
Yeah, he had a bit more time too, I reckon. He probably could have straightened up a little bit more, but he sort of just rushed it, threw it on the boot as quick as he got it. So, yeah, just a little bit of poise might have may have been a different end result for him.
Well, they've gone to the netball side of the ground. And they're going to just gradually work it all the way towards almost centre wing so that Saints, so they're out of trouble already. So it's a 7-point lead to Wangaratta. At quarter time, they led by 4 points, so they've increased their lead by 3 points. We had 7 goals in the first quarter. We've just had a goal apiece in this term so far.
Hopefully they save some for the second half, Robbie.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of heavy scoring, Gus. I think 10 goals will definitely win this one. If you can get to 10, you'll be doing pretty darn well. As it comes back into half forward, Clark's been good this quarter. Got a handball to Moore. Here comes Cal Moore. Thumps it long outside of the boot. And it's well read there by Simon Curtis. Takes the mark in front of Ben Reid. 20 metres out from his defensive goal, and he'll come across the ground.
Ninth touch for this quarter too, Simon Curtis, boys, on the Water stat sheet.
Switches dangerously, and it goes out of bounds in the back pocket. Scott Montgomery, boundary side for Albury Wodonga MG. Would have loved to have seen him hug the boundary there.
Yeah, absolutely, especially so late in the quarter. This just gives the Wangaratta mids a chance to get on the move at this stoppage and try and hit the scoreboard again. But he's playing that loose man in the back line, trying to cut off those inside 50s from Ben Reid.
26 minutes gone on the Macca's time clock. The bald-headed warrior, Matty Kelly, he gets amongst the action. Pinballing around 35 metres from home. Abraham Anchors goes back to Knowles. Right foot kick, high up and under. Reid brings it down to ground level. Aylett clears defensive lines. He's not trying to kick anywhere in particular, and the umpire says it was good enough. We'll bring it ball back into play. 4-4-28, the Alpine Saints to the Pies, 5-7-37. CMV truck and bus scoreboard.
Dan, I'm going to get a netball update for you shortly from Yarrawonga News and Gifts. I've got a feeling it's ironic on a day like today, but there's a massive drought might be about to be broken in Ovens and Murray netball.
That's a good pun, Robbie.
Thank you very much, Gus. I've been working on that one. There's the boundary ball. I'll give Dan a chance to really build this one up a bit. Here, Moore had a swing and a miss. He kicked it on the second attempt. He goes towards the boundary line and ducking his head under there. And it might have been Aylett. He's kicked the ball to the boundary line. It's been marked there on the half-forward line. Mighty Hayden. He's crept up, kicks it towards Reid. Here's a go. Clark couldn't get it. Went back for the second go. Jackson Clark kicks it across ground. The ball stays in play. Harry Smart's got it. Snaps it. over his shoulder, top of the goal square. Saints got numbers back, including Simon Curtis, and it's through for a minor score. Dan, it's 38-28 here. Wangaratta lead Mert. Dan, what's happening in the netball?
Drought hopefully will come to an end here, boys. Wodonga Bulldogs in the netball, 38 to Rovers 26.
They're home.
And Myrtleford here, 31 to Wang Magpies 55. And that's on the Yarra Wonga News and Gifts.
36 matches, Gus, and 1,155 days since they won their last game. Wodonga?
How good's that for a stat, Big Mac? Well done to the Dogs.
Pretty darn good.
There won't be enough Prosecco at Martin Park tonight. The girls will hook in.
VB, whatever you like.
Led by Lyndall, Hildebrand and co. They know how to have a good party, those girls. In the end, back here at the McNamara Reserve, the umpires found a free kick to Joey Richards. He's too far to score, 70 from home.
Whoa.
So he just kicks it into the biggest paddock of grass he could find, and the Alpine Saints mop up, and here comes a genuine foot race. Falls the way of Levi Young. If he can get a nice pick-up, they come in, board, it's okay. Pinballing around, free kick and a whistle. It's a dump tackle. It's going to go the way of Declan Bren for the Alpine Saints. On the edge of the centre square, plays on and kicks inside, forward 50. A contest forms. Sharp made a good go of it. Diving on top of the football, 3 or 4 players from each side. Umpire needs to blow the whistle here, and that he does. The Saints a big chance to score as we almost hit 29 minutes on the Macca's time clock. It's 25 metres out from the Saints goal.
Big goal here. If Saints could get one here late in the quarter, they might. It falls out the back. Elijah Wales got the handball. Riccardi's kick under pressure, and it has ran out over the boundary line, and it's going to be thrown back in right underneath the scoreboard. It is booming today. It is crystal clear in these conditions. 38-28, Wangaratta lead, and we've gone 29 and a half minutes. Can't be too long to go now, Gussie. I would say we are in seconds of siren time.
90 seconds probably lost with the blood rule, maybe?
Yeah, the first quarter went 30 minutes and we had 7 goals. We've only had 2 goals kicked this quarter.
What do you make of that, Robbie?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Thank God there's a decent game of football on today. It's a 10-point lead.
Whistle.
To the Magpies. Talk us through this one, Mont.
Yeah, it just got held onto when he dropped the ball. So
the Warrior, was it?
No, Joey Richards, I'm pretty sure.
Warrior picked it up for him. He's a nice guy, Matty.
Here's what his stats, Dan.
Joey
Richards
is up to the 5 touches, boys.
If you're in the blue ute, please turn your headlights off because I cannot see across the ground.
There's a few with the high beams on, boys, and it's really hard to see at ground level.
I feel sorry for the footballers. If they get a ball coming in across that line of sight, they ask for...
Yeah, he's got them off too.
Thanks to old mate in the Blue Ranger. Flash him if you're actually listening to us. It's great to have your company. As the mark's being taken by Dussin. He's too far to score. He's about 55 metres from home, kicking to the Mount Buffalo end. It's Crisp, in fact, who finds a left boot inside forward 50. Big contest flies. It's hard to make out who's wearing what jumpers now as it's 25 metres from home. Lurking around the football was Richards. You can spot him with the blonde hair. Elijah Wales lurks around the contest as well. Fed out nicely to Dustin, who kicks to the top of the goal square. Sharp had a bit too much on it from him, diving on top of the football. And we should ball it up on the edge of the square.
Warwick.
Warwick Henderson has paid a free kick.
Poor old Jamie Anderson. How was he meant to get that out? Now, you're going to give away 50. He will. He'll give away 50 here.
It is.
There you go.
So it's a 50-metre penalty, and it's gifting the Myrtleford Alpine Saints a goal.
Yeah, Riley Sharp, it is.
The Wangaratta coach's box will be fuming about that. And the co-captain, Riley Sharp, will kick from point-blank range. Sharp makes no mistake. And it's back to a 4-point game at the McNamara Reserve. The Alpine Saints 5-4. And they just start to kick away here, Monty. You thought Wangaratta have dominated this quarter, and then they give away a silly free kick inside forward 50, or the 50-metre penalty was silly nonetheless.
Yeah, that one was a silly one, but I think the free kick, he was quite stiff. I thought he just went to ground at the same time as the ball sort of got there instead of diving on it. So day like today, the umpire's got to be a bit smarter than playing stuff like that. It's very hard to keep your feet, and the ball's going to be at ground level quite a bit, so I'd like to see him just put the whistle away on those sort of ones.
32 minutes gone, Big Mac on the Macca's time clock.
Yeah, first goal since the 7-minute mark, so around about 24 minutes between goals there. And the first quarter, I don't know if the boys in the timekeeper's box have fallen asleep, but we are now 32 minutes in. We've only had 3 goals in this quarter. Thank you very much.
You might have prompted
There you go. That's all right, lads. Okay, half-time. Real good game of footy. 5-8, 38 Wangaratta. They lead Myrtleford 5-4, 34. Gussie, We've seen plenty of action here today. It's interesting. It's going to be tight. It's an absolute slogfest out here today, and it's a good thing to be in front of any occasion today.
It'll be a battle to the wire. 5-4-30 for the Saints to the Wang Magpies. 5-8-38 half-time at the McNamara Reserve. We'll take a break and bring in the half-time show on the other side. Thanks to the Supreme Skylights. You're listening to O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
TAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
inspiring,
hands-on,
flexible, fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a seafood basket served with chips, salad and tartare sauce from just $18. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onwards, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Watching the game at home is good, but watching the game on the big screen with all your mates, all the atmosphere and the great food and beer is pretty hard to beat. And it's all here at the locker room at the SSNA.
Go to create your future. Go for free support services. Go to get in-demand skills. Go and follow your own path. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go where there's free TAFE. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Did someone say KFC? I don't care.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of news, talk, sport and music.
We're community focused, passionate about our region and what makes it great.
We bring you the very latest news that matters, from breaking stories in your backyard to headlines and hot topics from around the country and around the world.
And on weekends, we live and breathe local sport and bring you exclusive live coverage.
1494 2AY. We're your local.
1566 3NE.
And a big shout out to Nathan at O&M Live HQ, keeping us on air today, doing a cracking job pushing the buttons. And to Wang and Indigo Computers, Luke Chilcott and the team down there, Doug Greshko on the camera, 159 people watching the live stream today, boys, because I tell you what, you'd rather be watching the live stream than rolling through the gates today.
Tell you what, if I'd have driven up, I might have gone home and done the special comments on the live stream. Just watching the live stream, yep, that's what I reckon. Because when that rain coming in that second quarter, boys, it was, not the most pleasant place to be sitting down there.
Had the puff on?
Had the puff on, yep. Bought my own puff today. So
puff.
It's quite nice.
What have you gone for?
I've gone the Macpac, mate.
You've joined the club.
I'm with you, Dan. I'm with Macpac, boys.
I'm a Macpac man. Macpac make they fit me and my frame slightly better.
We have similar frames.
All three of us in the box.
So yes.
No Kathmandu's here.
No, I've actually got a Kathmandu and
doesn't fit me.
It's a bit tight at the moment. Yeah,
it's a bit. Yeah,
the Macpac.
Not a lot of good for the old Kathmandu's.
Half time at the Myrtleford, between the Myrtleford Alpine Saints and the Wangaratta Magpies, and the Saints they trail 5-4-34 to Wangaratta 5-8-38. The halftime show, thanks to Supreme Skylights. And I tell you what, boys, it's been a flashy game of football at times, and then it just quickly reverts back to an absolute mud heap crap.
The first quarter was really good, I thought. It went end to end a bit more often. Both teams were able to set up their defensive structures pretty well because the ball was able to transition pretty well. But in that second quarter, it really just turned. What was there? 2 goals kicked or 3 goals with one really late there. It just showed that it really slowed down and became a bit of a slog and a bit of a maul. And a lot of times, but in saying that, if Wangaratta had taken their chances, they probably kicked 4 or 5 in that quarter. Ben Reid hit the post, Cal Moore missed one from 25 out, so they had some chances.
Reedy's kicked 3 behinds, Cal Moore's kicked 1 point. You'd expect those guys from the shots they've had for that to be 3-1.
Yep. Yeah, but we got to remember, Ben Reid had these issues with goal kicking in the AFL as well. So it's one of those things. He's not a great goal kicker. It's just that he gets so many opportunities here that he kicks so many.
It actually almost prompted him early in his AFL days to go down back.
Yep.
And he played it, almost carved a career out of it. Is because when he started up forward, his goal kicking was wayward.
Australian centre half back.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things we should probably. He's not known to be. He's not a Brendan Favola coming in who kicks 95% or whatever. He's a guy that can have the tendencies to have an off day, and obviously today is one of those days. And it's probably a tough one too. Probably been a bit harsh. The conditions down there, it is very, very slippery and yuck underfoot after walking down on that ground. It's a lot different to what you think just looking at it. It is a lot slipperier than what you think. So that might be playing a bit of havoc when they're having their set shots.
Dan, what's happening on the Water stat sheet?
Thanks, Gus. Look, the inside 50 count's evident. Like, Wangaratta are absolutely dominating in the territory game. So 23 inside 50s that quarter to Myrtleford's. Sorry, that half was 23 inside 50s to Myrtleford's 13. So 10 inside 50s more. They're dominating the territory. But look, the players that are getting amongst it. Joe Richards has probably been quiet for his standards. He's only had the 5 touches. Dan Sharrock as well has been quite quiet. Jackson Clark, who I thought's been really good, he's had the 10 touches that half. Dane Porter's had 9 touches, and Brad Melville's been really good with 11. And as we move over to the Myrtleford side of things, I thought that Wangaratta did a fantastic job in nullifying Mitch Del Bosco's influence that quarter. So that quarter, Mitch Del Bosco only had 2 touches. So he's had 14 for the game and 2 came that quarter. Kurt Aylett had the 7. Matt Dustin, who I think's been one of Myrtleford's best today, he's had 12 touches. And Simon Curtis, who I think has been Myrtleford's best today, he's had 15 as well. Scotty.
Yeah, I think Simon's role's probably a bit different. He's playing that loose man in defence.
And he's kicking out, to be fair. So
he's probably. I don't think he's been all right, but yeah, I thought the way Del Bosco's first quarter went, I thought he was probably best on until quarter time for Myrtleford, and then in that second quarter, Matty Dustin really stood up, and he's someone I think those two going forward in the second half, they're going to have really big games through the middle of the ground for him to be a big chance in it.
He's an unbelievable footballer, Matt Dustin, isn't he? He can literally play anywhere. It's almost as if when he's coming on the interchange, he can go in the ruck, he can go down half back, he can literally play in the midfield. He can do it all, and especially for someone his height, the influence he's having in a game like this where the ball's on the ground 90% of the time, he's fantastic.
Well, I think he's played interleague as a fullback, a centre half back, and a ruckman, so he's quite versatile. And at the start of when they've obviously got some troops down like they do today, the midfield's probably the place he's got to fill in for a bit because he's that guy that can give him a bit of grunt and a bit of drive.
When did Myrtleford pull the trigger and just say Nick Warnock 1 out?
I think they started to do that a little bit towards sort of the mid part of that second quarter. They were trying to do that the same as what Wang were doing with Ben Reid. They're just trying to get him 1 out. So I reckon, but Wangaratta will set up very quickly if he does get on top of whether it's Hedden or Anderson, whoever's with him. They'll swing it around, and Van Berlo will go stand 5 metres in front of him because Van Berlo was starting to get that become that loose, but he was probably really high up, whereas he probably just needs to sit back a little bit closer to where Warnock is. Instead of trying to cut the ball off a bit earlier. I think that's where the danger is if they get over him. with one out with Warnock. It's very
He's got an
dangerous.
unbelievable set of mitts, doesn't he, Warnock?
He's juked everything today.
Good. He's playing dry weather footy. He's been fantastic.
I think Cal Crisp has been on top in the ruck. I think he's given Myrtleford first use of the footy. I think the midfielders of Myrtleford are probably going to start capitalising on his dominance in the ruck because I just don't think Knowles and Leach have had the impact against Crisp.
No, definitely. I think he's just that little bit taller too. It's probably helping because they're not able to jump really. Let's be honest, they're not getting off the ground. And around the ground, Zachy Leach is probably a little bit more with the body.
He's labouring a bit today, Leachy.
I think he is. I think he might go forward at some stage like he played against Albury in the last game. That was their option with him, so that might be the option.
He's been fantastic all year, Cal Crisp. I think he's third in the league for hitouts as well, 370-odd hitouts. The only people in front of him are Tim Hanna and Isaac Muller, who's in a dark horse for Morris Medal. So he's had a great year, Cal Crisp.
Yeah, absolutely. What are the changes, Monty? Putting your coach's hat on, what are you doing inside the rooms? Are you making changes?
Yeah, trying to probably just lengthen the ground a little bit. I want to keep it forward inside 20. It's probably getting a little bit high for my liking. You're not going to get it out the back too often today with the skill level, especially that ball was getting really heavy by the end of that second quarter. So they're not allowed to change it at halftime unless they change it every quarter, apparently. So I doubt they'll be changing it. But so I reckon if they can just keep it forward 20 out, and if they do decide to drop it loose in front, go man him up. Don't just let him sit there. Don't let Simon Curtis play the role he wants to play or Dylan Van Berle at the other end. Make a forward go and play, be accountable to him and make him become dangerous rather than just let the loose sit there and chop off any inside 50s.
When do you throw Simon Curtis in the midfield?
I probably wouldn't today.
Okay.
I think he's more dangerous back there with his kicking because he can penetrate so far even on a wet, heavy day. I think you just leave it go, let those guys, because it's just going to be a scrap anyway in the middle. I don't think he's going to have a massive influence for the middle of the ground. If it was a bit drier, yep, go for it. But day like today, I reckon, leave him at half back, let him get as much footy back there as he can because he's going to repel as much as he can from there.
The Supreme Skylights halftime show. Supreme Skylights are your Velux dealers and installers offering the entire product range. Visit the showroom at 109 Murphy Street in Wangaratta, or alternatively, check out their photo gallery at supremeskylights.com.au. Plenty more to come on the other side of the break. It's halftime here, and the visitors, they hold a lead, 5-8-38 to the Alpine Saints, 5-4-34. A big second half coming your way on the other side of the break here on O&M Live. And on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
TAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a seafood basket, served with chips, salad and tartare sauce from just $18. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognize this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip, and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onward, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Watching the game at home is good, but watching the game on the big screen with all your mates, all the atmosphere and the great food and beer is pretty hard to beat. And it's all here at the locker room at the SSNA.
Go to create your future. Go for free support services. Go to get in-demand skills. Go and follow your own path. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go where there's free TAFE. Go for it with Go TAFE.
Did someone say KFC? I don't care.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of news, talk, sport and music.
We're community focused, passionate about our region and what makes it great.
We bring you the very latest news that matters, from breaking stories in your backyard to headlines and hot topics from around the country and around the world.
And on weekends, we live and breathe local sport and bring you exclusive live coverage.
1494 2AY, we're your local.
1566 3NE.
And a big commiserations to Robbie McKinlay on O&M Live. They have run out of pies at the Myrtleford canteen. I've never seen a grown man cry, but this is pretty close to it.
It's all right, Gus.
I'll tell you what, at least you won't burn your mouth on that, Robbie, because you're going to have to wait a whole quarter to eat it. So it'll be cold enough by the time you get to knock it off.
The sausage roll that they've given me.
Is it any good?
Christ, it's hot.
Oh, jeez, I tell you what, he's getting a bit emotional.
No, I'm all good. I had a great old chat over there at the canteen, and they're doing a marvellous roaring trade. Ran out of pies on me. Mate, there are other ones there, but
We were just saying before, I don't think I've ever done a 2AY game this year where Robbie hasn't
A 3&E probably, Dan.
sniffed out the pies. A 3&E, sorry boys, but yeah, Robbie always gets the pie.
well, I love my pies down at the Wangaratta grounds.
Who does the best pie in the O&M, Big Mac?
I'll tell you what, I had my best pie in 15 years at Gindera last week on the way through to
Gindera Bakery?
Yeah, it was sensational.
Better than Parker's?
It was okay. I can't comment any further than that.
Well, we are broadcasting a game of football. No, you're not listening to MasterChef. You're listening to O&M Live on 1566 3&E. And for STY medals, the umpire holds the footy aloft and we're underway. The next voice you'll hear is the Big Mac, Robbie McKinlay. Thanks to the old town and country.
Bathed in sunshine, the McNamara Reserve. And at the moment, kick off the ground, was intercepted. Knowles got a little hurry kick. Del Bosco got knocked off the ball. And now sitting over is Riley Booker. Did well, tapped it out cleverly, out the back towards Riccardi. Might have been tackled without the footy. Play on was a call. Booker hunts after it again. Nice work there by Matty Hayden. He tried to keep it in. And in the end, the boundary line has one out. It'll be thrown in, Gus. We're going 30 seconds into the third quarter. It's for STY medals. And no change in the score. Wangaratta take a 4-point lead into the second half. You'd think, Gussie, I reckon maybe 8-9 goals could win this one.
I can't imagine it'll be a goal fest, put it that way. We've only had 10.
Thanks, Sandra Sully.
Until the main break. Good on you, Big Mac. Football comes back into play, pinballing around on the edge of the centre square as Wangaratta have a bit of defensive work to do with Jamie Anderson. He's held up nicely by Sharp and he ends up finding the right boot with a high up and under towards the contest with Knowles, gets amongst the action. Riccardi links up nicely with Martin on the left boot. Inside forward 50, Elijah Wales is the target. Pushed Mark Anderson out of the way and got wrapped up in a big tackle. It's Gotchling, and he's applied a nice tackle. Free kick on the footy. It's going to go the way of the Magpies.
Yeah, it's a good kick to finds Joey Richards. Halfback, centre wing. Wangaratta attacking to the Mount Buffalo end of the ground. Clark gathers, kicks it, has a bit of room. Michael Boarding on has snuck down towards the wing. And he's been told to kick it long. McVeigh gave the call, but he's not going to get that much depth. Clark could try to kick it off the ground. Aylett was there for Myrtleford. Kicked it, centimetre perfect, middle of the ground. Found Elijah Wales, who starting to come into the game nicely. Got a handball back to Kurt Aylett. kick's not a good one, and it's marked at half-back by Matty Hayden, and Gussie goes to the centre wing, and he's found in
McVeigh.
It's McVeigh in the long sleeves and the muddy jumper.
Were you trying to just get your... trying to work out what number he's wearing there, Big Mac? He's got a back that's completely covered in black from the mud. The McNamara reserve. Riccardi on the right boot, kicks long down the line, and it's chopped off nicely by Matt Hayden for the Wangaratta Magpies across the right half-back flank. Long kick down the line. It's going to work out okay, but Dustin, big strong mark out in front to intercept. It's a Mawson's concrete mark of the day from the three-time best and fairest winner. Umpire calls him to play on, so he throws it on the right boot and sitting in the hole nicely. The man who kicked it to him, Hayden for the Wangaratta Magpies. Umpire calls him to play on now. And it's a bit of kick-to-kick, this style of football. Long down the line, and Dustin marks once again. So Hayden and Dustin share 2 kicks between each other, and see if you can find someone else to get a possession, Big Mac.
He does, and Dustin does that, kicks it long. Guess who's got it, Gus? Matt Hayden. So
give it to Dustin.
Picks up his 4th kick for the quarter. I'm sorry, Dan, I'm doing a few stats as well, mate.
You're all right, Robbie.
And there he is, Riley Forrest takes a good grab at half-back for the Alpine Saints. Kicks it fair into Zach Leach. Leach bumps him off. Moore gathers for Wangaratta. He goes short. Anchors. Can he run onto it? Kicks off the ground. Oh, well read Simon Curtis. Did it beautifully. Couldn't quite pick it up on the first occasion. Did on the second. Tumbled a punt. And it won't be marked on the chest. Good work there. It might have been Booker, I think, who chopped it out. It goes to half forward. Reed's there. Couldn't mark it. Moore. He went for a dinky little kick. It was intercepted by good work out the back there by Austin Wicks, and it's gone to centre wing, Gus, and there's a whistle, and it's going to go the way of Big Knowlesy.
Knowles finds the right boot, tries to get inside forward 50. Dustin and Moore make a good contest, and Crisp gets a clearing kick for the Alpine Saints. It hits young Maraca, fair dinkum smack in the middle of the chest, and the umpire calls play on. Robbie suggesting it might hit him a little bit lower than that. The umpire says play on as he's wrapped up in a big tackle, and in fact he's found a free kick. It's going to be a free kick for holding the ball, or is it a high tackle? It's going to be too high. And they go inside forward 50 to the Magpies in the Reed direction. And I can't work out if he's marked the footy. The umpire's paid it.
He marked it.
It was a good little kick in from Lukey Saunders, wasn't it? Like he pierced it in there, sort of low trajectory. And
just sort of hit him in the chest and stuck.
Now Reedy's kicked 3 behinds, I reckon, so far. Has he, Gus?
3 behinds, still have hit the post. And he's going to kick this one on a 45-degree angle. 30 metres out. Ben Reed, well, he's just centred the ball to the top of the goal square. The football is waterlogged. It is covered in mud. And even for an All-Australian, it's a tough sharing to kick. The Saints had the ball in the back pocket.
Yeah, the kick's okay too. Looks like it might be Riccardi out there. And he comes across this side of the ground. So gutsy move. I don't mind it. And he finds Matty Dustin. Dustin with football in hand. Goes short. It's okay. Tex McIntosh is there. He lived with Huey Wales for a couple of months, Gus.
What an experience that would have been.
Huey said, you've got to cook for the first 2 weeks. He bought pizzas every night and cooked them. Fair dinkum. Every single night, pizzas from Coles that was his menu. Oh, that's not a great kick in the conditions, though. That's okay. Dane Porter got a handball out the back of Mark Anderson. Quick one to Knowles. Knowles into half forward. Keep an eye. Reed juggled it. Couldn't get it. Tapped towards Anchors. A little short kick. Paddy Warner swoops. Kick off the ground was good. And it's going to go out of bounds for a throw in. Buckets says throw it in. Whew. You sort of sometimes just have your heart in your mouth a bit there. Monty down on boundary side for Orbadonga MG.
Yeah, so Wang have tried to go a little bit taller too with Zach Leach playing forward. So obviously just trying to stretch a few of the defenders and trying to make a man up. So it gets Reed 1 out.
Boundary throwing, back into play. Moore and Crisp, 50-50 in the ruck as Moore pokes it towards the top of the goal square. Reed's one out. He comes through like the Southern Aurora, palmed it off. And it's just pinballing around the top of the goal square. Paddy Warner dives on top of the footy for the Wangaratta Magpies. And if you're watching on the live stream, you'll be able to realise this, but if you're listening at home, half the jumpers, you cannot tell who's who now. They are absolutely mud-bathed as the umpire throws it up at the top of the square. Nice ruck work from the Alpine Saints. Pinballing around in the end. Crisp, happy to toe poke it through for a minor score. So the Alpine Saints move to 5, or the Wangaratta Magpies, I should say, move to 5-9-39. Myrtleford 5-4-34.
Good mark. Del Bosco. A lot of courage in front of Knowles. Has it at half back for the Saints. Nearly 7 minutes gone. On the F45 Wangaratta scoreboard, it's a 5-point lead to Wangaratta. And another good mark here. Taken for Myrtleford. And he's right in front of me, and I've got no idea who it is.
Mitchy Del Bosco, boys.
Was that? I knew that one was Del Bosco, but the bloke who gave it to him, Monty,
Crispy.
It is Crispy.
Yeah.
You can't even see his knee guard now.
It's caked in mud.
And it's gone out of bounds and full, so it's going to be brought back in.
I'll tell you what you can
Saunders.
see. You can see Matt Kelly's head, Big Mac.
Thank God for Kelly's
It
head.
shines like a light in the dark. The kick comes back into play. Dussin overran the football as the Morris medalist Cal Moore pumps it to the top of the goal square for the Wangaratta Magpies. Reed went back with courage, left it behind. Crisp could have raffled it. Got a handball in towards a bit of space. Martin come through, evaded a tackle, and Curtis put on a nice block. The Alpine Saints clear defensive lines, but Richard was a Gotchling. It's Gotchling.
Yeah.
Marks, slips over his feet.
Been okay coming to the side for Mick Newton.
He could be a regular, I dare say, Robbie. He kicks inside forward 50. Dustin got pushed in the back. The umpire said there was nothing in it. And diving on top of this football, 2 or 3 players from each side will ball the footy up 25 metres out from the Wangaratta Magpies goal. 39 plays, 34, favouring the Pies on the F45 scoreboard.
Just looking at who's down in the bottom of the pack, picks himself up. It's Brodie Riccardi. And Buckets throws the ball up. Chris Moore got the secondary tap. Dane Porter, hurry kick off the ground. Chris went back in after it. Had a swing and a miss. Moore came through. Just needs to clear it out from here, lads. It's not going to come out in a hurry. And once again, it'll be balled up. So all that action, and the ball probably moved 1 metre. And it's Buckets again. Flicks the ball in the air. Cal Moore, clever tap. Martin out the back. Kick off the ground by Gotchling was okay. Or it's Joey Richards, and now it's through for another rush behind. So they do all that up, Gus, and it's got it to 6 points. So 5-10 Wangaratta, 5-4 Myrtleford. 9 minutes gone, third quarter. We're doing it for STY medals.
Aylett marks in the back pocket and chips over the top to Tex. Tex McIntosh.
Texie Pizza.
Tell you what, it's Texie Pizza, Robbie Sausage Rolls, Gus Lollies and Dan Vaccaro on the Natural Confectionery. We've got it all here on O&M Live. Elijah Wales, great to have him back in the Alpine Saints colours. Coming through nicely was Maraka, linked up with Aylett, who kicks and gains some valuable yardage. Free kick and a whistle for a hold. It's against Levi Young. It's going to go the way of the Magpies. Saunders, left foot kick inboard, finds Calmore. True centre, edge of the centre square, club room side of the McNamara reserve. He's gone the barrel. Inside forward 50. Reed was the target. Coming through was Sharrock, well tackled by Martin. And we'll ball the footy up. Dan Vaccaro on the Water stat sheet.
Matt Dussin, boys, has started where he left off in the first half. He's up to the 4 touches on the Water stat sheet, and he's been fantastic.
Yeah, be a big player in this second half. Booker knocked off the footy. Dane Porter there. And so is Brady Sharp. There's a bit of push and shove going on at the moment.
I reckon they want Elijah Wales stay out, boys. What do you reckon?
I think they might. Montvers are coming through our sound effects. And it's going to be another ball up. So ball's just inside forward 50 for Wangaratta. And I thought they led that. I thought they were leading by 6 points. Guys. So it's 5. Scoreboard shows 5-9 to 5-4. Dan's going to check that on the live scoring.
It should be 40 to 34, Big Mac.
Yeah, I reckon it's 5 goals 10. So, well, Gus, it's not moving far at all here at the moment. And it's going to be another ball up. So it's moved about 5 metres. It's 40 metres out from the Wang goal now. We reckon they lead by 6.
I reckon they do too, Big Mac. 51 plays 21, favouring the Dogs over the Rovers,
Wow.
the WJ Finlay Oval.
Enjoy the week, Mont.
Yeah, both bosses losing. That won't be great, will it?
Just hold! Well, at least Captain Grumpy will be happy. Lavington lead 41 to 7 over the North Albury Hoppers. Cal Moore's in the ruck. He taps it in towards space of Porter. Shrugs off a tackle and gets it on the right boot towards the top of the goal square. Reed comes through. Big bustling body, I should say. Handballs in towards space, and the Magpies have a bit of defensive work to do via McVeigh. In a jostle here with Aylett. Aylett used his body nicely. Amongst the action was Eaton. Trying to keep it alive. It comes back in towards the centre. Riccardi head over the football. Bit of a tunnel ball there. Knowles amongst the action. Pinballing around near the edge of the boundary. Getting his hands on the footy was Del Bosco. Dispossessed. He finds the left boot. High up and under in the Clark direction. He tries to punch it in towards a bit of space. Coming through nicely here is Wales. Wrapped up in a tackle by Moore. We'll ball the footy up 50 metres out from the Magpies goal. Across the right half forward flank.
Up she goes again. Chris got the tap. Well done, Sam Martin. Nice little bit of work there for your mate. Dolney Deegan Dolney, but the kick is intercepted by Dylan Van Berlo. I've got another little interesting stat for you, Gussie, in a minute. Berlo kicks. Oh, Dane Porter got the ball knocked out of his hands. He was just about to mark it. Sharrock was good. Reed's there, tight to the boundary. Ball goes out. On the live ladder, as the scores sit right now, across we would have 4th, 5th and 6th teams. That's Myrtleford, Wang Rovers and Lavington all level on the same amount of wins. And who would have thought today, but Rovers' percentages get knocked around a little bit today. Lavington have a good win and it can lift it a bit. So the margin between Wang Rovers and Lavington after today, at the moment, might not be much difference as Cal Crisp kicks through a bit of space, far side of the ground, but Wang have got numbers, Gus.
That they certainly do. Smart applies a nice block and they kick over the top. It's okay. Works out for Fraser Ellis. If he can get around one, he does. Finds the right boot in towards Anchors.
Oh.
Did he mark it? I thought he did.
Just didn't hit the ground, did it? I thought it stayed in his hands the whole time.
He had a good look at the bucket, so wasn't he?
He had a better view than us.
He was front and centre buckets, ready to take any crumbs.
I reckon he'd like a goal too, buckets in his day.
He used to celebrate very hard when he got him.
25 metres from goal from the Wangaratta Magpies. It's just pinballing around. Scrappy conditions today at the McNamara Reserve, and we'll ball the footy up once again.
On my way back from getting my sausage roll, I ran into Buckets. The umpires were out the front, and Buckets was questioning why are these quarters going so long. So, yeah.
Well, he's probably the man that can do something about that, Robbie, as opposed to us. Take it away.
All right. Another tap. Yeah, it's just edging closer and closer to that Wangaratta goal. Reedy sits over the footy. He can't get it out because every time he tries to work it out left, right, behind him, the Myrtleford defence comes in and locks it down. 39-34 the scoreboard shows. Dan, what did the live scoring show on that one,
So the live
please, mate?
scoring shows now
40 to 34?
Yeah, 40 to 34, Robbie.
And
6 points.
A free kick's going to come the way of Myrtleford here. And you can just, at the moment, Gus, and Mont down boundary side, it's just hard to see how this ball's going to clear out of this half-forward line for Wangaratta.
Well, there is no one in Myrtleford's half, boys. As if you had looked down the field, it's just going to be an absolute scrap the rest of this game.
Well, kicks like that won't help because it's intercepted and it's Joe Richards.
Every player is in the 50 for Wang.
Yeah, and nearly every player on the ground now. When Josh Maraka steps over the line shortly, that will be the case.
So Richards, you'll have a nice bit of turf to kick from. However, the waterlogged Sharon won't help. 10 metres in from the paint of the boundary, 45 metres out. He kicks towards the top of the goal square, reads the target, and it's punched through for a minor score. So the Wangaratta Magpies, 5-11-41 to the Alpine Saints, 5-4-34. It's on the F45 Wangaratta scoreboard. And Monty, we might need another 100-metre penalty to get the Saints in towards attack.
Or just Simon Curtis to play on and try and kick it as far as he can like he has just then, boys.
Harry Smart did okay. Now, this might be Myrtleford's best chance. They've got the ball between half-back and centre wing. So, yeah, Dan was a really good... I have not seen that before. 36 players inside a forward 50 in local footy.
Amazing.
Here's Kelly. He's got a kick. That'll go back inside forward 50. So another one there, Dan. On the ground there, knocking it out.
Quarter.
Kicked off the ground. Del Bosco came through hard, couldn't gather the footy. He does on the second occasion. Kick off the ground there was nice by Deegan Dolney. Towards half forward, Mark Anderson kicks the ball off the ground. In front of him was Maraka. Oh, Joshy Maraka did really well. Kicks the ball inside forward 50. Sharp drops it. Here's Murray Waite. Kick off the ground. He gets the rebound. He's a chance. He goes underneath. Whistle. Told to play on. Kick off the ground by Saunders. Here's Maraka. Ducked his head. It's going to call play on. What are they going to do? Bucket's got him. And Jason Rain agreed as well. He's a little bit stiff, you might say, but he did take him on and duck his head. Take it away, Gus.
Thanks, Big Mac. Kick down the line. He's going to come back pretty quickly as Kurt Aylett intercepts for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints.
This is their chance, Gus. They've got to play lockdown themselves now.
Clubroom side of the McNamara Reserve. He kicks to the fat side. Porter's got a bit of work to do for the Magpies. The bald-headed warrior, Matty Kelly.
Brilliant.
He loves it. Links up with a teammate as the Magpies gain some valuable yardage.
Oh.
And a beautiful intercept mark in a one-on-one battle. Is it Crisp?
Yes.
It is Ryan Crisp.
And yeah, Monty was right. Paddy Warner, he was ready, clear out the back there. But
And we want you.
play is Chris' kick is a good one. Here's the man in the forest, Riley. Handball to Curtis, didn't have it. Curtis clever, kicked it off the ground to Dustin. Fortuitously goes to Aylett. Back, big tackle, Cal Moore. Turned it over. Well done to Aylett. Got it back to Austin Wicks. Wicks kicks it to half forward. Maraka got clean bowled. Went back for another go. This is a big play here. Knowles sits over the footy. Anderson's there. and it's going to be locked down. So slightly into attack for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. They trail 5-4 to 5-11. 17 minutes gone in the third quarter, and that's on the Macca's time clock. And the F45 Wangaratta scoreboard. Free kick to Dustin, Gus.
It is for a high, and he plays on quickly inside forward 50 in the Warnock direction. Well done, superb defensive work there from the man himself, Mickey Boardingyong. Little defensive bit of pressure here wouldn't be too helpful as Boardingyong's got to go to work once again. Tackle applied by Anderson. It's Mark will ball the footy up 35 metres out from goal. I like that lead from Warnock, Robbie. Take the game on, because if he marks the footy, he's going to go back and dob it.
Yep. And Joshy Maraka's been good up, I reckon, for Myrtle today. His stats wouldn't be massive, but he's probably handled the ball as well as anyone today. Now here's the Alpine Saints. Fraser Ellis, Wangaratta. Ellis, handball to the Warrior. Matt Kelly, left foot kick. Curtis kicked it off the ground. It ricocheted off a Wangaratta player. Went back to Myrtleford, who'll kick it down the line towards Riley Booker. I don't know if he's had a jumper change or not, but he looks nice and clean. He wins the ball back, kicks it into half forward. The Saints might be a chance here through Sharp. Quick kick. Numbers are with Wangaratta. Anderson defends magnificently, and it's through for a rush behind, which makes the score exactly 6 points. Myrtleford 5-6-36. Wangaratta 5-11-41. 18 minutes gone, Gus, for STY medals.
Around the grounds for the plough in Tarawinji. The Rovers have kicked 2 quick ones to start the third quarter. 28 for the Rovers, and the Dogs are on 50. And back here at the McNamara Reserve, Robbie, it's an even 6 points as they kick in from fullback. Do the Magpies. 55 metres out, pinballing around. Clearing kick inside, 450 go the Alpine Saints. And the mark's been taken by Sharp. He'll go back and have a set shot. It's Big Riley. And this is probably his distance, I'd say, Robbie, with the conditions we've got today. 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, maybe a little bit closer, but there's no guarantees today, is there? As we said, the ground you've got to run through and kick through makes it just as hard.
Riley Sharp. 40 metres out, kicks on the way. It's going to go to the top of the square. Contest forms, and the Magpies are happy to concede a minor score. So the Alpine Saints 5-6-36, the Magpies 5-11-41 on the F45 Wangaratta scoreboard.
Mark Anderson plays on for Wangaratta, touches the ball cleverly, runs his full measure, kicks it close to the boundary. It's out of bounds on the full. Well, it should be. I'm not sure if the boundary umpires there. Have a look at that. They are right on the spot there.
But she hasn't blown the whistle, but...
No. Buckets is liaising very well. Yeah, good communication. Yep. Oh dear, I reckon that. Anyway, well done, Matt. Now, well done, Matty Dustin. That is true sportsmanship, because there was thoughts that it might have been out of bounds before, but the young lady is stuck to her guns and she's going to throw the ball back in. And Matt Dustin, not one bit of whinging, just threw the ball back to him. That is respect. Well done, Matt Dustin. Dustin now wins the tap, got it towards Aylett. He's trying to crash his way through. He can't. He's like a Rodeo man trying to get out of the chute. Once he got out, he couldn't go anywhere. And it's going to be another ball up. The other score around the ground was at Lavington 54, North Albury 7. Nice percentage.
Nice percentage. It makes the race to the finals quite interesting, Big Mac. Dan Vaccaro, the what is stats?
Matt Dustin, boys, he's continuing his great work. He's up to the 6 touches this quarter. Simon Curtis 4, and Kurt Aylett's been good with 6 as well on the Water stat sheet.
20 and a half minutes gone on the Macca's time clock. Third quarter action for STY medals, and we'll bring the footy back into play in front of the can bar here at the McNamara Reserve. We'll go boundary side to Monty for Albury-Wodonga MG.
Yeah, as you can see, boys, a lot of the Wangaratta forwards have pushed right up, just trying to shorten the ground up as we're in the Wangaratta half. It's what we'll see all for the rest of the game. I think just everyone trying to get out of their 50s and then race back as quick as they can.
Saunders and Sharrock link up to get a clearing kick down the line. Curtis got a bit of work to do for the Alpine Saints. That'll be deliberate. And the umpire says yes. He couldn't not pay that one.
Oh, smile on Simon Curtis's face too there, boys. He knew what he did, yeah.
Clark on the right boot for the Wangaratta Magpies in the Reed direction. He had a one-handed bite of the cherry, and it falls nicely for Warner. Breaks away from the contest. Tackled as he kicked. And Riccardi mops up nicely for the Alpine Saints. Falls in the lap of Reed, who's just going to kick from a step to the top of the goal square. Works out nicely for Ryan Crisp, or Callum Crisp, I should say. High up and under kick. Matt Kelly's amongst the action, an X6 defensive 50. Here come the Saints.
Yeah, good handball there. Got it to Riley Booker. Kicks it. Here's Maraka. Chance here with Warnock. He did well, Warnock. Paved the way. He might have been held out the footy. No, play on was a call. Good pick up, Mark Anderson. Now he's going to get rid of the tenacity of cracker. Free kick. Well, she's on a minute now. You can feel the passion. Have a listen to that. Local footy at its best. The crowd are into it. And it's a free kick going to go away to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Right in front of their beloved crowd. And Joshy, you got to come around, son.
Well, he's
it's
about.
you.
I was going to say he's on a right angle there, Big
And
Mac.
Anderson just gives a bit of feedback to the Saints bench. This is good stuff, Gus. Get into it, son.
Kicks long down the line, does Maracca. 55 metres out from the Alpine Saints goal, and it's going to come back in fairly quickly by Del Bosco. Inside forward 50 it goes. Warnock's got a bit of work to do to keep it alive. Knowles, hands on the footy now and finds his left boot with a high up and under. And Reed, the coach, works his way up the ground to take a good strong mark. Defensive side of the centre square. And he just pumps it forward in the hope of Clark. Good contest forms. Del Bosco once again linked up with Riccardi. You can hear the slush of the foot going through the mud. It's like the cows coming in to get milked, Big Mac. Moore swings around on an absolute diamond, kicks it forward. A contest forms. Gotchling gets his hands on the footy and should ball it up, but it spills out.
Still going. They brief it somehow to half forward. Curtis Forty taking the mark, told to play on. Jackson Clark picks up a valuable 25 metres, and this time this quarter has only gone 23 minutes. It's free quarter time here at the McNamara Reserve. One goal that quarter.
We had
In
zero.
fact,
Zero
we had
goals.
none.
No goals.
We had Wangaratta added 3 behinds, and Myrtleford added 2 behinds, Gus. But I'll tell you what, it was okay.
It was okay to say the least. 5-6-36, the Alpine Saints to Wangaratta. 5-11-41. At the main break, we'll bring you all the insides, Robbie, of what's happening in this game in the final quarter on the other side of the break. It's O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
All clear.
TAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on.
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles right now. Get in touch today.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a seafood basket served with chips, salad, and tartare sauce from just $18. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip, and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onward, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Watching the game at home is good, but watching the game on the big screen with all your mates, all the atmosphere and the great food and beer is pretty hard to beat. And it's all here at the locker room at the SSNA.
Go to create your future. Go for free support services. Go to get in-demand skills. Go and follow your own path. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go where there's free TAFE. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Did someone say KFC? I don't care.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of news, talk, sport and music.
We're community focused, passionate about our region and what makes it great.
We bring you the very latest news that matters, from breaking stories in your backyard to headlines and hot topics from around the country and around the world.
And on weekends, we live and breathe local sport and bring you exclusive live coverage.
1494 2AY, we're your local.
APCO Wangaratta, and they have been crowned the best APCO store in Australia, Big Mac, but also the Southern Hemisphere.
So I believe. Not surprised that those burgers you get down there, that'll get my vote any day of the week.
My vote any day of the week as well. Well, cross boundary side, Scotty Montgomery, thanks to Albury Wodonga MG. I can hear the mud slushing around your feet.
Yeah, just trying to make your way back to the boundary without making an idiot of myself falling over, boys. But just listening to both coaches, obviously, Myrtleford were quite happy with that quarter. They were able to sustain a lot of pressure and not give up a goal. Whereas Wang were also quite happy that they were able to keep it inside their 50 for such a long period, but they've just got to take their chances, and then when it does turn over, they've just got to identify a bit quicker and man up. So that was the main message coming out of the two coaches.
Monty, why don't you get the old mate from Wang there, the bloke who piggybacks Ben Doofy off the ground at every break, get him to give you a lift as well?
I'm probably a bit heavier than Ben Doofy, so I don't know if I could quite put him under that pressure.
I'm not sure if retirement from O&M's been kind to Ben.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it? That's very harsh.
He's still
Robbie.
playing football.
I know. He must have trained it off a bit.
Around the grounds, thanks to the ploughing Tarawinji. 3/4 time at the Lavington Sports Ground. The Panthers 56, the North Albury 7, and the Wangaratta Rovers 3-10-28 to Wodonga 8-11-59. And here at the McNamara Reserve, it's a 7-point lead to the Wangaratta Magpies. Umpire holds the footy aloft for APCO Wangaratta. We're underway in the final quarter on O&M Live.
The fisherman, Warwick Henderson, flicks it up in the air. Again, sunshine is beaming down on the ground, and we're going to need a week of it to help dry this ground out at the moment. They had 30 mil of rain here last night, I believe, guys, and plus there was another 40 odd during the week. So they've that's nearly 3 inches of rain.
How many
it's
points?
A half 280 points. Gussie, that'd be thereabouts. Left foot spiral to Reed, who drops the mark. Kelly's there at the base of the pack. The two bald-headed Warriors, one tall, one short. Reed goes in again. And it's one of the more distinguishing features as Matt Kelly gathers it half forward, pumps it long. Cal Moore, was that a little flick kick somehow?
Come off the back of the boot.
Back of the boot trick. And it's defended nicely. Might have been Hourigan out there. Kicks the ball long. Running onto the footy is Levi Young for Myrtleford. The handball missed the target. Now it's going to come back at him. It'll sneak inside forward 50. Kick off the ground by Aylett was okay. Picked up by Dustin. Pumps the ball long towards half forward, but defending magnificently is Jamie Anderson, who might be caught with the footy, Gus.
He is. It's Murray Waite. I thought he got a handball away in the nick of time, but the umpire said you held it for too long. Murray Waite, back from duties with West Adelaide across the last couple of years, and he's settled in nicely to life at the Alpine Saints. He's hit sharp on the lead. 70 from home, and he pumps it. A torpedo punt inside forward 50. Pinballing around. The Magpies have numbers. They try to clear defensive lines. Del Bosco was clean bowled. Little 1-2 with Melville was okay for the Magpies. They kicked down the line. Reed lost his feet at the crucial moment. Here's the go now for Riccardi. Finds the right boot. Kicks in the sharp direction. Dropped the mark he should have taken. Jamie Anderson and Knowles link up with a long bomb kick, but it's going to come back pretty quick, Big Mac. The Saints intercepted the true centre wing position.
It is indeed. Wicks pumps the ball to half forward. Ball comes to ground. They got numbers. Joey Richards was fantastic. Kicked the ball to centre wing. Now it's going to be mopped up by Riccardi for Myrtleford. Kick was sort of half touched. Goes long. Play on's a call. It's half forward for Myrtleford. They trail by 5 points. We have just started the final term, 41-36. We're doing this one for APCO Wangaratta, the greatest store in the world. Gus, it's been upgraded. The world. That's
global
the
scale.
That's the latest I've heard, mate. Ball at half forward. Saints trail by 5 points. Wang take it to centre wing.
2.5 minutes gone in the final quarter. The umpires found a free kick, a whistle. It's going to go the way of Wangaratta. And here's Joey Richards. Finds the right boot, kicks down the line. It's a nice kick to the Morris medalist in Calmore. 70 from home, but he's got a booming kick. He opts to go for a precision pass in the pocket towards Reed, trying to toe poke it in the Clark direction. Little backwards kick was okay. Melville on the right boot, top of the goal square. And the mark's been taken by the Alpine Saints.
A-Lot, I reckon, Gus.
It is. Good pick up there, Big Mac.
He's been as good as anyone today,
yeah, I
too.
agree. And for a bloke that constantly looks like he's running injured, sore, and everything else in between, he continues to deliver.
15 touches for A-Lot too, boys.
There you go. So, yeah, it's a different type of gate. As Richards, again, kicks the ball into half forward. Oh, is that high? No, play on's a call. And it's going to be balled up. So, if you just joined us, the ball is 30 metres out from the Wangaratta goal. They lead by 5 points. There was a great start to the game. 4 goals to 3. Wang led at the quarter time. And then the heavy conditions since then have really just dragged the game down to a bit of a slog as Myrtleford will get a free kick, last line of defence. And it's going to go the way of, looks like little Brodie Riccardi there. It is. He goes down the wing, netball court side of the ground, standing tall, Knowles over the footage. He's got to be careful. He might have dragged it in, Knowlesy. Now he knocks it out. Kick off the ground was okay by Smart. Martin was over the ball for Myrtleford. Couldn't get it. Hurry kick by Clark towards the boundary line, goal post, and it's going to be thrown in. Gus, 10 metres around from the Wangaratta behind post. 4 minutes gone final term. Wangaratta lead 41-36. Anchors has 3 of those goals.
I reckon if Wang kick the next goal, they're home, Big Mac.
It will be very hard to bridge from there, Gussie.
Boundary umpire brings it back into play. Moore goes up in the ruck and he palmed it down. Kelly gets amongst the action on hands and knees. Pinballing around and he fed it back out to Melville, who goes to the top of the goal square and a good mark's taken. Is it McVeigh?
Correct.
I reckon it is.
Yep.
In the long sleeves, which you can't tell the difference between sleeves and sleeveless today. And it's Liam McVeigh who marks 20 metres out on a slight angle.
It's a hard kick, Gus. In a normal day, you'd almost, he's 90% chance, but it's just tough.
McVeigh, left foot kick, and Robbie, it's more than tough.
Yeah.
It's out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, it's just not easy unless when you're out there and you got that, you're looking at what's in front of you, you're trying to actually look for dry ground.
I reckon he was a little bit casual in that approach, though, Robbie.
Yeah, but he's trying to look for good ground to kick the ball for it. It's really hard, and then you got a heavy ball. It all sort of compounds. So nothing easy out there today. Both sides have been magnificent. Now here's a chance for Myrtleford. Ball comes the way of Levi Young. Still eligible for thirds, would you believe it, Gussie? He'll probably play a bit of action there, depending how the seniors go in September. From behind, Anderson took the footy. He's tackled straight away. I think it's Dan Sharrock there. Sorry, not Dan. Anderson got tackled and it was Sharp who applied the big tackle. Right on centre wing. It's right down near in front of you, Monty. And the sound effects, we can hear the slushing in the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. And the crowd's really starting to lift both sides. The Wangaratta crew just to the right of me and the Myrtleford crew up on the hill, they're really starting to get boisterous.
Free kick to Del Bosco. Here's Waters' disposals. Dan Vaccaro.
This will be his 20th, Gussie.
Been instrumental. Little chip kick over the top. Probably not his best. It falls to the way of Tex McIntosh. Back to Del Bosco. Hit hard as he kicks. And Kurt Aylett just plucked it with one hand. Who needs two hands when you've got one like Kurt Aylett? The former Bomber goes inside. 4:52 a contest. And working nicely back in the hole. It's a good mark taken. Is it Van Berlo? It is. The boy from Rutherglen. He intercepts in the back pocket for the Wangaratta Magpies. 5-6-36 the Alpine Saints to Wangaratta. 5-11-41 on the work locker. Wangaratta scoreboard.
DVB, he punts it up towards centre wing. And it just goes to a pack of 10 or 12 players. And, gee, I'll say it again, Kurt Aylett's game, Mont, he is going to be a contender if Myrtleford
he's
were
been
to
good,
get up.
hasn't he? Been really good. Just been doing everything right and he's been quite tough at the contest as well.
Yeah, and a bit of class about the lad. And they'll go forward again. Oh, good effort there from young Geordie Eaton. How good follow-up by Dussin. This is where it gets important. Dussin, he just loves this situation. They're ready to strike there. The margin on that scoreboard just sits at 5 points. It's a dangerous amount as Buckets comes in and he throws it up. Myrtleford are at half forward, 60 out from goal. A good clearing kick. A-Bankers got it to centre wing. Curtis's fist from behind was okay. Might have been Levi Young again. Tumbles the ball inside forward 50. Aylett was there. Tackled by Mark Anderson over the boundary line. It'll be thrown in 50 metres around from the Myrtleford goal. 7.5 minutes gone last quarter. Wangaratta lead 5-11 to 5-6. That's 5 points, Gus.
Certainly is, Big Mac. Comes back into play. Crisp nicely in the ruck. Good tackle applied. Umpire calls play on. It's a bit of a scrimmage. Gaining some valuable yards there was Eaton. Hayden's kick was smothered. Top of the goal square for the Alpine Saints. Jamie Anderson defends well for the Magpies. And wrapped up in a big tackle. We'll have a restart. 15 metres out from the Saints' goal.
The big risk here, Gus, is a clumsy tackle.
Absolutely.
You've just got to be so careful.
It's cost the Saints, or cost the Magpies one already today. Pinballing around, not much action. Saunders tries to clear defensive lines. Riccardi gets amongst the action, and the Magpies clear D50, and Reed's amongst it, and Kelly. And it is Reed, free kick. It's going to go the way of the Alpine Saints. It'll come back in pretty quick now, Big Mac.
Yeah, and to show you how hard it is to score, we haven't had a goal kicked in the second half of play, and we've gone almost 9 minutes. We've had no score this quarter. That's no score. So Hayden, under pressure, he'll kick towards the scoreboard pocket. It's okay. It's going to stay in. Riccardi was there. He might have given away a free kick. He has. He's got over the back of an opponent there. And a free kick is going to go the way of the Wangaratta Magpies. And it might be Paddy. It's Melville. Squid Melville. Jeez, he's hard to identify. Normally he's got that strong mop of black hair, but he's just got brown hair today like everyone else out there in the ground. They've got brown jumpers on, brown shorts, brown socks. Except for two people.
Well, the umpires have got the green on Big Mac, and that's okay. Around the grounds for the plough in Tarawingi, Beechworth lead Kiwa Sandy Creek 43-10 at three-quarter time, Big Mac.
Wow. So there was another. Dedarang Mount Beauty were leading Barney, did you say?
Dedarang Mount Beauty lead Barnawatha by 18 points at three-quarter time.
All right. So, we might go through some of those scenarios in post-match, but gee whiz, okay, Beechworth are a big show, aren't they?
That they are. Not too far away from these both respective clubs, Big Mac. Back here at the McNamara Reserve, 41 plays 36, favouring the Pies on the work locker. Wangaratta scoreboard. Far side of the ground, netball court side. It's pinballing around. Boundary lines where the players want it to go. They can't quite get it there. And we'll have another restart.
Gussie, in fact, if you look at when the goals were scored, the last goal kicked was 31-minute mark of the second quarter. Remember that bit of a controversial free kick and a 50-metre penalty? Yep. And before that, it was 24 minutes before that. So we really only had one goal kicked since the 7-minute mark of the second term. That's how tough it is out there.
And they're still listening to us, Robbie, on 1566 3 here on O&M Live. It's great to have your company. 40 metres out from the Saints' goal, right underneath the scoreboard at the McNamara Reserve. Riccardi's got some work to do. It comes off hands and will bring the footy back into play. Down on the water statue.
Really trying here, Myrtleford. They're up to the 5 inside 50s to Wang's 3, so they're really trying to get it forward, but they just can't get that final score, Robbie.
And to score, you're nearly going to have the ball on a shot on goal within 20 metres, because anything out of that, it's just so hard to get a bit of depth in the kicking. So it's at half forward, the Saints, boundary throw in, and now we'll have a ball up. So it's right on the 50-metre arc. 11 minutes gone. Wangaratta lead by 5. And all players are just so careful about how they tackle here, Gussie, because that could turn a game here. It's another ball up, mate. See if you can get a clearance. 11 gone. It is Wangaratta leading by 5.
Clearances were never my strength, Robbie, but it looks like I've just found one. A high up and under from the Alpine Saints. Pinballing around still. 4 or 5 players from each team lurk around this contest. 35 metres out from the Saints' goal. It's still scrummaging around at the bottom of the pack. It's not pretty football. And the umpire now blows the whistle. Boundary side, Scott Montgomery, or Wodonga MG.
Yeah, boys, it's just an absolute maul down here now. Just a lot of numbers around the footy, probably 20, 30 blokes around the footy, and then just a couple of numbers out, just holding out their space.
Quick kick, Fraser Ellis, a little bit of class there. Did well, got it towards Monty, and then Paddy Melville. Now, kick the ball down the line, kick off the ground. Oh, it's a swing and a miss there. Now Myrtleford kick it off the ground. They find a teammate. And they've got the ball between centre wing and half forward. Ball in hand now. It's a short kick to Riccardi. He can't control the footy. He comes in hard now. Now they go with the left foot kick. Might have been Hourigan who pumped the ball forward. At front of the goal, front of the scoreboard, the ball sits there. Hayden, excellent. Good clearing kick for the Wangaratta Magpies, but it's gone straight down the throat of Sharp, I think it is. Brady Sharp, and he'll bring the ball back in centre wing, Gus.
It's like a game of kick to kick at your local park. Back and forth, up and down the flank. And that's another strong mark for the Wangaratta Magpies. Looks like it's Anderson who darts the ball down the line to Knowles, who finds the right boot in a long kick down the line. The Alpine Saints have numbers here. It was okay work by Hourigan. Tried to keep it alive. The Magpies want to play rough and tough football as the kick goes long down the line from Hourigan. Inside forward 50 go the Alpine Saints. One-on-ones Murray Waite. Got a bit of work to do. Palms in towards space. Bourdignon clears defensive lines towards the contest. On the edge of the 50. The boundary line's what the players want. They get it. And it trickles out of bounds. The Pies lead 41-36 on the Work Locker scoreboard.
Yeah, there's still a chance here. The Saints, they've gone 13 minutes. I would suggest this quarter may only have 8 to 9 minutes left. No score this quarter so far. Anchor's over the footy, I think it is. He's tackled, and we're going to have another ball up. So it is so hard to get a clearance here. It is so heavy, and when you do get it, it's pretty hard to kick it more than 15 or 20 metres. Here's a tap. This might open up a little bit here. Over the footy there, Wicks couldn't control it. Now they're a chance. Curtis, normally a bit of class when Simon Curtis gets hold of the footy. Kicks it. Kelly's there on hands and knees. He's got plenty of support in there. He stays out the fringe now. It's Zach Leach there. Here's a go for Hourigan. He wasn't sure who he was getting it to. Well done, Matt Hayden. Matt Kelly, head over the footy. Anchor stuck his head in there as well. Plenty of other players come in. Gosh me, it's like a scene from the Kokoda Trail here at the moment. There is mud everywhere. The ball goes out to the boundary line and it's going to be thrown in 75 metres around from the Myrtleford goal. They trail by 5 points. Monty, I'm not sure we can add to that, but it's just tough bloody going, mate.
It's really tough. And the Wangaratta bench have been trying to get blokes off for about 4 minutes now, 5 minutes. And because the ball's been stuck over that far side, Kelmore, McVeigh, Warner, they've all been stuck here for a very long time.
It's going to make for an interesting run to the finals because you think the Dogs are home. 65-28 over the Wangaratta Rovers. And if the things play out the way they should, Big Mac, or the way they could, we could have 3 teams alive in the top 4. But that would require Myrtleford to get the chockies today. Kick goes down the line for the Wangaratta Magpies and it goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in just forward of true centre. We'll go to Dan Bakar on the Water stats.
Yeah, really interesting last quarter, boys. Myrtleford are trying so hard. Had their ball in the 50 the whole time. Still had the 5 inside 50s, but can't get any score involvement. Kurt Aylett's been good with 4 touches.
Yeah, percentage could really come into this. Lavington lead, we think, Gus, is at 45-point lead over North Albury at the moment.
Correct, Big Mac.
Wang Rovers losing at the moment by almost 40. Wang Rovers could find themselves outside the top 5.
Yeah, it was about 80 points roughly we'll have to make up on them today to make the percentage up.
Yeah, well, they're just about there at the moment, aren't they? So
North have kicked 4 goals, though. Unanswered.
Yep. Well, here we go. Back down the middle. Wangaratta go into attack this time inside forward 50. First time for a while. So we're just seeing a different end of the ground, but we're seeing same conditions. It's just a lot of players around the footy, a lot of desperation, and very hard to clear the ball. 5-point lead to Wangaratta. 15 and a half minutes gone. Final term. Is it Anchors there? He's clever. A snap on goal. Top of the goal square. It's out of bounds on the full. So it is still a 5-point lead, Gus. 16 minutes gone for APCO Wangaratta.
What time was the last goal in this game, Big Mac?
The last goal kicked in this game was Riley Sharp just before half-time, and before that it was another 24 minutes.
So I tell you what, we've had 1 goal for footy, Robbie, in over an hour of football.
In nearly 3/4 of footy, yeah.
Remarkable. Kick in from fullback from the Alpine Saints wasn't their best. Reid looks hurt. We'll get you to keep an eye on that one, Monty. He's down on all 4s. Gotchling to Porter. Huge, big, crunching tackle. And the umpires paid a dump. I reckon there was 2 or 3 free kicks you could have paid, and the dump would have been the last one I would have chosen.
Benny Reid still bent over too, boys. He might be okay.
I hope he's just copped one. But there's a bit of a melee forming here. Matty Kelly's amongst it. So's Porter.
And Ryan Crisp.
And the ball goes inside forward 50. Gotchling overran the contest. On hands and knees. Clearing kick from Hourigan. has been marked nicely by Levi Young, Big Mac.
Showed plenty, hasn't he, the young fella? Still eligible thirds. And the kick, it's a low one. Jamie Anderson came at the footy. He almost got an accidental headbutt. And his little brother Mark was involved there, and he's going to force the ball up. True centre wing, right in front of the interchange boxes here at the McNamara Reserve. It's a 5-point lead to Wangaratta. Dane Porter knocked it to Cal Moore, kicked it off the ground, picked up 25 metres. Have a look at anchors. Unbelievable. Little check side kick. Reed, you nearly paid that in the condition. Umpire says no, and it's going to be a boundary throw in. 5-point lead to Wangaratta. 18 minutes gone, Gus. Not long to go, mate.
Monty, what do you do here if you're Wangaratta? Do you try and make it a gridlock, or do you try and win the game?
Nah, you got to score one more time, I would have thought. At least a point, just so you're not going to lose it. Get it out to a full goal. But I'd be having an extra number behind the footy, that's for sure.
Back into play, and the Magpies go inside forward 50 by Saunders with a high up and under kick. The Alpine Saints have numbers at the foot of the contest, and they'll ball the football up right on the edge of the 50 in front of the canteen here at the McNamara Reserve. 41 plates, 36. Favouring the Pies on the work locker Wangaratta scoreboard at the 18.5-minute mark on the Macca's time clock.
Gus, it's been the whole second half. Wangaratta 3 behinds, Myrtleford 2. So we have not had a goal this quarter.
Not a great showcase for football.
No, well, it started with a bang. We had 7 goals in the first quarter of footy. We're almost spoilt. We thought, how good is this? And then conditions have taken up. Mont just down boundary side for Orbidong MG. Who just came off there?
Yeah, Dane Porter's had a bit of blood raw, boys, so Fraser Ellis has gone on for him, and just coming from his nose, I think, so we'll be just a quick fix here.
They'll be kicking in danger there. So, 5-point margin, Wangaratta lead. Now, Myrtleford, the ball is at half back, so they really need to get this ball moving. How they can pick up time, they just need one goal. We'll snatch them the game here, but there is a lot of players around the ball, Gus, and it's hard work getting it out. And we're going to see another lockdown ball up, I think, here. Or it's like a rolling scrum at the moment.
It is. There's no other way to describe it.
No way to describe it.
Blow the whistle. There it is.
It's going to be another ball up, and just in that little play, Myrtleford picked up 15 metres.
It's out! Just on the Harvey what a stat sheet, boys. Kurt Aylett had the 4 touches this quarter and 5 inside 50s for the Alpine Saints.
Crisp in the ruck, taps it down nicely for the Alpine Saints. And Aylett's wrapped up in a big tackle. Will ball the football up. Once again, boundary side, Monty for Albironga MG. What are the benches yelling out?
Yeah, lots of numbers. They're just trying to make sure they clear away from this contest, try and open it up a little bit so they can get a bit of movement through there. And I think get Chris Knowles back out there as quick as they can because he's been pretty good today.
60 metres out from Wangaratta's goal. Del Bosco shimmies and shakes and gets a handball away in the nick of time. Wales with a clean pick-up. Got met nicely with a big tackle. 41 plays 36, favouring the Pies.
So, Gus, in these conditions, mate, where the ball is at the moment, it would take Myrtleford 4 good kicks to get towards goal, I reckon.
And a couple of uncontested possessions, which are a dime a dozen today. Free kick and a whistle. It's going to go the way of Wangaratta for a high tackle. Is it Mark Anderson?
It is.
It is Mark Anderson.
That's curtains, boys, I reckon.
Plays on and kicks to the top of the goal square. Reads the target. Makes a contest. Warner gets a toe poke towards the top of the goal square. Players lurk around this football. It's 5 metres out from Wangaratta's goal. They all dive on top of the contest. Pinballing around, and that's a vital minor score for the Wangaratta Magpies, which means 6 points. The Alpine Saints are going to need a bit of luck. The Pies lead by 16 points at the 21-minute mark of the final term.
Curtis got it from fullback, played on immediately, but Jamie Anderson read him like a book, and he positioned himself. So Anderson collected it, pumped it back into half forward, and we're going to have a ball up 40 metres out from the Wangaratta goal. 21 minutes gone. The third quarter, boys, where we didn't have a goal kicked, lasted 23 minutes and 30 seconds. So I can't see this being too dissimilar. I reckon we've got about 2 minutes of play left here. Wangaratta lead by 6 points. We've had no goals this quarter. In fact, we had the first point of the quarter was scored there, a rush one. And we've got another ball up, Gus, 40 metres out from Wangaratta goal. It's a long way for the Saints to bring it home from here.
Around the grounds, thanks to our good friends at the Plough in Tarawinji, Dedarang lead Barnawatha by 13 points early into the final term at the Barnawatha Recreation Reserve. And the big news is Beechworth currently hold a 30-point lead over Kiwa Sandy Creek in the Telangana District Football League.
Interesting times, Gus McLeod.
Wow.
Back here at the McNamara, Wangaratta 42, Myrtleford 36. 22 minutes gone as the ball goes to the top of the goal square. And that's all she wrote, boys. because it's gone through for a minor score for the Wangaratta Magpies. They hold a 7-point lead, Big Mac, on the Work Locker scoreboard.
Yeah.
And at the 22-minute mark, I reckon that's going to be a bridge too far to climb for the Saints.
Yeah, it is indeed. St Curtis plays on, footy, kicks it to the clubroom side of the ground. Saunders missed the chest mark. Del Bosco picked it up. So Elijah Wales got a handball to Del Bosco. And now a hurry kick at half-back. Ball stays in. Matty Dustin's there. He works the boundary. He just punts the ball back towards the middle of the ground. A lot of courage from both players there. Ball comes away of Saunders. Little right foot kick. Gets it towards Melville now. Got a handball, but running with the footy. Yeah, Wangaratta player, unidentifiable, was tackled by two unidentifiable Myrtleford tacklers, and it's going to be a ball up 50 out from the Wangaratta goal. They lead by 7 points. Almost 23 minutes gone, Gus.
Dustin, hands and knees. Richards amongst the action, and will ball the footy up once again.
Hats off both sides here, haven't they?
It's been gutsy.
Yeah, entertaining. They've put on a show.
You'll sleep well tonight as the siren sounds, and Wangaratta hold on in one of the most gruelling contests of footy you'll see in season 2022. Full time at the McNamara Reserve in Myrtleford. Wangaratta 5-13-43, defeating the Myrtleford Alpine Saints 5-6-36. A big result in the stature of the season 2022 in the SSNA Ovens and Murray Football League.
Yeah, well, there you go, Gussie. It's at 7-point margin. Yeah, I think they did enough for long enough to get the points there. Both sides absolutely fantastic. Myrtleford lose no admirers today. They were brilliant. You know, they gave it everything. A lot of young blokes coming in there to get their opportunity. But Wangaratta just a little bit much experience. Probably had a little bit more ball inside the forward 50. They get home by 7 points. But we work, as we said, Gus, around the grounds for the plough in Tarrawinji. Some interesting results unfolding. Could have a massive impact on the ladder.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like the full-time score are very close to full-time. We'll see Wodonga win by 50 points or upwards, 72-30 at the WJ Finlay Oval. And North Albury and at Lavington, well, North Albury are clawing their way back into the game, but it's still going to be a bridge too far to climb, 76-37. We had a bit of a feedback from the Wangaratta cheer squad.
Mate.
We appreciate that. Tough day at the office.
Yeah, tough day at the office. A tough day at the office for the Wangaratta Rovers. Monty's down there amongst all the slush and the mud, and it's a risky situation here, Mont, because footballers can be funny people at times, and you just fear that there may be one more tackle, mate, today. I hope not for you, mate.
Absolutely.
So, Mont, he's just eyeing off. You're going to have to try to identify you get the right bloke.
I don't know who's who, boys. I don't know which side's which side. I can't even tell the jumpers apart.
No, they've all done well, mate, but yeah, you know, if you look back on that game and you look at a guy like Abe Ankers who kicked 3 goals in that first quarter. Yeah. Benny Reid hit the post twice, his first 2 shots on goal. He impacted the game. Joey Rich was good. And here's Mont. I reckon he might have Abe Ankers there. The little man, it's not Alice Springs weather, but we got the man from Alice Springs. Here's Monty, and he's got Abe Ankers.
Yeah, got it. He's offering me a hug too, boys. A bit different to what you were used to yesterday, mate. Obviously 30 degrees up at Alice Springs, but come to this, and there's a good win by the boys in the end.
Yeah, it's a bit different, but look, still fun conditions. It's sort of like, you don't get to play this sort of weather very often. Probably that's a good thing, but it was quite fun to play out here, and it was obviously a really grinding game and a testing game. So full credit to Myrtleford. They actually threw it in us today, and it was just good to get away with the 4 points, and I think no injuries.
And how's the body, mate? Obviously, these sort of conditions can really start to hurt the hammies and the calves towards the end. How are you feeling?
Yeah, no, I actually don't feel too bad. Legs were pretty heavy towards the end, but it was a good game. The body got through all good, so travelling all right at the moment.
Mate, I won't keep you too long. Go get the fire hose on you, mate. Go rush off. Well done.
Scott Montgomery, boundary side with our player of the day, the man from the Alice Springs, Abraham Ankers, in what's been only described as different conditions. And of course, he takes out our player of the day, thanks to our good friends at Yarrawonga News and Gifts. And we probably could have put him on the Waters stat sheet, but he's 3 goals and his role in the forward pocket was superb today.
Yeah, I think stats probably didn't really matter too much today, was it? It was almost a case of you just had to be in front at the right time, make the most of the opportunities, and both sides, they'll get a lot out of that, but he really a game lifter. And I reckon there's a little bit of news floating around the Wangaratta camp that the old enemy from across the road have copped a bit of a touch-up today, and I don't think there's a lot of disappointment there, to be honest.
I don't think so.
Yeah, there's a lot of couple looking at phones and that, whatnot. So they come off Dan Vaccaro. What were inside 50s today? at the result after all that?
So the inside 50 count, boys, was 26 to Wangaratta's 40. So they gave up. They gave up 14 in the end, but. Yeah, pretty proud effort for Myrt, but just not good enough for Wanger. Too good.
Gutsy effort, Gussie, wasn't it? Like Myrt, that's typical Myrt. They stayed in the game as long as they could. You know, as you said, Wang probably possession, territory is probably the key today. But Myrt just hung in there, and you never know that they for so long late that quarter they were only trailed by 5 points, so 1 goal away from pinching.
They sang it with plenty of gusto today. The Wangaratta Magpies victorious by 7 points at the McNamara Reserve. And we'll take a break and bring you the full comprehensive wrap of all things SSNA, Ovens and Murray football. We'll even go around the grounds to the district comps as well, Big Mac.
We'll do everything, Gus.
We'll do everything. Great to have your company on 1566-3E. You're listening to O&M Live where the Wangaratta Magpies were victorious by 7 points. On O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
GoTafe is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTafe is the place for you.
GoTafe is leading,
inspiring,
hands-on,
flexible, fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a seafood basket, served with chips, salad and tartare sauce from just $18. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onward, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Watching the game at home is good, but watching the game on the big screen with all your mates, all the atmosphere and the great food and beer is pretty hard to beat. And it's all here at the locker room at the SSNA.
Go to create your future. Go for free support services. Go to get in-demand skills. Go and follow your own path. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go where there's free TAFE. Go for it with GoTafe.
Did someone say KFC? I don't care.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of news, talk, sport and music.
We're community focused, passionate about our region and what makes it great.
We bring you the very latest news that matters, from breaking stories in your backyard to headlines and hot topics from around the country and around the world.
And on weekends, we live and breathe local sport and bring you exclusive live coverage.
1494 2AY. We're your local.